Pag puso naniwala ka. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ah, ngiti ka sa aking mga mata at hindi mo na kailangan pa magtanong ng paulit-ulit. Ikaw lang ang ibigin sa iyong lalambing.
Nice day.
Game na, game.
Game.
Alam
Wait
ko
lang.
tunay na magkalaban.
Set up lang. Ano ba mga bago ngayon sa Dota to? Nalaki
Hmm,
na. Claim.
wala. Game pa rin.
Di pa pala ako tapos sa quiz. Tara quiz.
GG. Ilan na
Hindi,
MMR mo?
offline. 3-4. 3-4-93. Ikaw.
Ano na ako eh, 3-7 na ako.
3-7?
Oh,
Oo, Legend 5
3-7-90.
ko na. Legend 5
Konti
ko na
na
yun.
lang. Konti na lang, ancient na ako eh. Mga
Ay,
dalawang laro,
papay.
panalo.
Ano ako day? Kursa
Sige.
offline. Tiwala ako
Pre,
ba? Pa-ancient na kita.
hindi ka na mag-carry.
Wait lang. Oh, hindi, mas mahirap mag-carry Ursa.
Go.
Pag tawag dito. Pag hindi na tumaba, at least initiator lang ako. May talaga, hard carry. Wait lang. Oo, Ursa. Ay, pwede rin pala ako Mirana. Dapat na lang kaya ako.
Carry ka na.
Hindi, Ursa na lang, day. Ursa off-lane. Game. Yun na ba?
Yun na ba?
Hindi kayo naglaro ni Aaron? Ba't nag-carry yun
Kagabi? Hindi, nantok ako.
Mm.
Bigla akong inantok. Tulog ko na lang.
Sakto. Carry. Pero nag-carry kayo ng top.
Hindi na kami nagka-ano niyan.
Nakalaro.
Hindi ako. Hindi na rin ako naglaro. Nantok ako. Naglaro sana ako. Bigla ako inantok.
Ursa.
Tulog na lang. O kaya, ano
Hari
maganda
kayo
dyan?
ngayon,
Anong gusto
boy.
mong sport?
Support dito. Sino ba pwede mga slow or stunner?
Pwede
Wait
ES,
lang.
Lion,
Your turn to
Probic,
pick.
Wait lang.
Skyrat. Yes.
Gusto mo, ang dahing support.
10 seconds
Okay,
remaining.
yun. Tama. Meron ba?
5 seconds
Ay, ang
remaining.
dahing. Ay, kaso, support ka pala. Eh,
Wala
tingnan
yan.
tayo.
Ba't Rider? Jake mo? Oo, tayo na. Ano to? GG tayo dito pag ganito.
Yan. Masakit yan, support. Ano, mid. Ito, mid si ano, Marcy.
Ingat tayo sa ano, sa... Ayun,
Oh.
hook. Ko, yan ang hook yan.
Di, ano
Ano
yan, zombiean mo lang yan, Dave. Di makaka-hook yan. Ay, nakaka-block pa ba yung zombie ng hook? Hindi na.
Yata. Hindi ko alam eh. Nanonood ako ng OG.
The bars.
Oo.
Tama, si Tito siya eh, di ba?
Oo.
Yes. It was time to prepare for battle.
Marches. I will. My will.
Durog yung mid natin. Matik na to.
Bakit?
Rot.
Gagi, masakit yan, Marcy. Ako marunong
Masakit
lang.
siya pero di na.
My
Papaya ka siya na di.
rumbles.
No, lalambot yan si Lina. Okay. Mabilis yan si Marcy.
30 seconds remaining.
Yes.
Puta, parang si Rocky Hibord ko.
The dead endure.
Okay lang, tagal ko dun sa Cebu.
Oh,
9 days. Oo, yung dami.
ilang araw ka din.
9 days.
Paano kasama ano? Gala.
Hindi. Ano na yung flight tsaka pag ano, tuwing araw, kasama na yung gala. Pero yung gala lang wala.
Bayad kayo nun.
Oo,
Another corpse
May alawan.
on the
pero
battlefield.
I
Sarap.
wonder how this will turn out.
Tumbling.
Tapos ano,
reklamo to.
nangaano kayo
Will.
na
Na,
tawag din?
ano yun, papasyal nung
Ah.
agency.
Oh,
Pagka ano,
Sa-
tapos nung trabaho,
The
paggabi.
dirge goes on.
Pero minsan di ano, sabi ko matulog na lang. Okay na, isa carry.
Dead. Yes.
Ganda yung bagong item dyan na yung binibuild mo. Wala pa
Hoy!
gago.
Nga pala, nakalimutan ko.
Our flesh.
Pagkaano mo din mag-tone ka.
Just a bit selfish.
Tayo na to eh.
Yes.
Oh,
The
mag-uho.
dirge goes on.
Pag-level to ka natin.
My will.
Di pa eh. Ito, pwede na to.
Curdles.
Nag-hook yun.
Death
Di pa.
Hindi.
marches.
Hindi pa ako lumalapit yun. Pangin, puro din.
No, ito.
Under attack.
Oo, hindi na.
Ingat ha.
Lang.
First blood.
Ano dami.
Already icing over.
Pwede pa eh.
Medyo, okay.
To. Ay,
Kasi sa bago, mag-race yan. May first kill ka pa ba?
wala eh.
I
Fight siya.
Nag-cook na ba yun? Hindi pa eh.
Dinok ako, pero ewan ko kung cooldown na o hindi. Cooldown na yan.
Tara na.
endure.
Pero, tama po.
Tignan mo
Okay
na
na.
block.
My student.
Poor Dyer's courier was slain. A spot of trouble at your top tower.
My will.
Yun nakakuha ng ano.
Yun siya.
Rotting.
Pag may malakad, sugudin natin.
Pwede lang ako isa.
Ano?
Passing.
Go.
Stronger.
Go. Nag-race.
My will.
Your top tower graveyard.
Kala ko patay na kasi. Nag-stick?
Nagkayaan.
Ay, hindi mo pa pinatay yun? Mapapatay mo ba sana yun?
Oo.
Gago, ba't di mo pinatay?
My
Hindi
remains.
na napatay. Bumak din ako eh. Akala ko, tatalunan mo na eh. Mali pa na nakapo ano.
My will.
Patay ito.
Hindi ka matama. Ay, gago, pati. Hindi, ingat ha.
Ay, puta ka na. Andito na. TM.
Asa ka, boy. Di ba may slow yung undying?
Oo. Ay, kaya ano lang.
Reject me.
Third kill lang.
Death. Yes.
Pati nung umpas ang puta.
Tarantado kasi nag-grenade. Sa akin na pa paano magpa-prime yung ano. Kanahulo dyan.
I will.
Baka to.
Tara, punta natin to. So, tignan.
The dead endure. Killing spree. Yes.
Eh, patay ako.
The killing spree. Killing spree. Double
Di
kill.
ba killing spray na yung ano?
Something wicked at your middle tower.
Nago ka. Binay ka sa mukha.
Malas ah. Hindi ito.
Tara, tara tayo. Ikaw.
Dito eh. Ayun o.
Your middle tower is not doing
Pwede to.
well.
Come You die.
Pointed.
The sleep.
Yeah.
Your top tower is under attack.
Hindi, makulit yan. May boots ako, day.
Death.
Yeah, yeah.
May first kill pa ako, ah. Tapos, pagod.
My
Huwag ka lang muna.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Wow.
A loss so small, the world will hardly notice.
Bagal ko pa eh.
dirge goes on.
Ako rin kanina, wala akong
Your
boots.
bottom tower is being invaded.
Perigo.
Passing. The dead.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Dominate. I will.
Paris. Tama, masakit yung Marcy na yan, day. Nakakalaban ko sa mid na Marcy. Huwag lang tama. Mag-ano ka, Arcane? Hindi.
Pwede rin. Gusto mo ba mag-arcade ako?
Rotting.
Oh, ano ka? Yung heal, may mecha.
Sige, sige.
Oh, kulang tayo sa mana eh. Tayo sa ano to yung may mana tayo.
Light.
Dito ah.
Kapalag ba yan?
They take from me. Killing spree. No heavens. Yes.
Buhay ka kagad ah.
Meron ako
Your
ano.
bottom tower
Eh,
is
patay
under
sa akin
attack.
today. Pag may mana lang ako day. Eh, wag. Angat mo. Oh, gusto yun.
Shambling.
Raulo.
Yes.
Andito na Viper. Baka ako. Patay mo na yan lahat.
Yes.
Ikaw.
Such was the end of Dire's courier.
Eh, dito naman tayo sa
Loro mo.
Dire's
Anyway,
courier was
Lorian.
lost in battle.
Ito ka sa... Gago ba sa torre?
Ayun yan.
Unstoppable.
Hindi, yung ano, yung pero
Dead.
Dito ah. Tatlo yan, tatlo.
Death.
Viper, wala pa.
marches.
Hindi pa nagpapakita.
My stomach.
Yun. Pag pumunta dito, di tayo. Ay,
Oh, wait lang.
Your bottom tower is being invaded.
Yes. The dead
Fury ka na.
Hindi, pagdadagar muna ako. Ano lang ako.
Hindi, Fury ka muna. Mabilis to. Dapat Fury ka muna.
Theory.
Mabilis ka mag-farm.
Theory.
Ay, ano ka ba? Magdadagger o ano?
My will.
Okay, theory muna ako. Parang,
I rise from your grave.
Sige, patay nga.
Sakay na! Mali. Dagat talaga muna ako din. Tungo lupit!
Ay mo.
Gogo lupit tong Marcy. Akala mo dun sa Orsa. Ay sa Patch. Dun sa...
Ito.
Your enemy's middle tower is gone.
Aray! Nakakita, di nakatalon. Wala pa talon ko eh.
Bakit?
Kala ko takatalon.
Undead
dami.
Faster. My stomach rumbles. That takes that.
Nag-dagger mo na ako, Dek.
Kaya
What
Lapit na eh.
here? My will.
A spot of trouble at your top tower.
Death marches. I will.
Pangat ako dyan, may dagger na ako. Nagago, kiniis pa! Yun pa.
Yes. No burial. The dirge goes on.
Yuri pa kaya ako, Dek?
Oo, mabilis ka makapag-work sa ano.
The enemy's top
Huwag mo
tower
sa
has
akin yung
fallen.
headband, tanga yan. Tignan mo, bagal.
Dead grows
Mas mabilis ka sa akin.
the vile
Ano
dead.
yan?
Sino pa? Sino?
The dead endure. Passing. Yes. My will.
I will.
Yes.
Kaya isip din na nagpapakita.
My will.
Dito.
Ayan.
Baka nandiyan sa'yo.
Yun o. Tara.
Wait mo kami.
The vile
Nandiyan
dead.
yung ano yung fudge.
Maramdam. Kita siguro kayo. Kita mo.
Ayun na. Ay!
Gago, sakto. Ah! Ang dami ko na dodge, gago.
Yun lang, hindi ko lang kaya.
Ako na, walang mga palam.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Tayo na tatlo tayong ano, hard. Sa ano? Physical.
Dire just fortified their
Dinudurog sila.
structures.
Shambling. Yes.
Taba na rin ang Marcy.
Puro ano sila.
The dirge goes on. Yes. Death marches.
Gago namatay.
Dito.
Gege. Gago may silence.
Wala, tatagal.
Wild spirits.
Yes.
Ano yung silence?
Si ano. Siyempre may silence. May
PM gago.
Tao na siya. Yaman naman siya.
Passing. Generation. My will. The dead are here. The wild dead.
Tarantado ang puta.
Babababaan yan.
Ano, bababa nito.
Shambling.
Itong ina merong
My will.
Oh, gago. SB na.
Dead
Your
endure.
middle tower is not doing well.
SB Jensen.
Death tax.
Something wicked at your middle tower.
Death marches. Passing.
And so ended the story of your middle tower.
Ano yung nakadagger out?
Nagkaroon din.
Yes.
Nagsasayang dahil na smoke to siya.
Yes. Yes.
Itong ina wala akong gas guys. Sira ulo.
Your bottom tower is being invaded.
Will.
Dito na ako siya kanina. Oh,
The dirge goes on.
putang ah. Anong ginagawa? Sir.
Saan?
Ayun o. Ay na o.
Mayroon na pala si M.
Di mo pa kaya.
Mag-ano muna ako, BKB. Visit yung silence.
Ay, dapat pala nag-ano ako. Lotus. Next time. Ayun o. Ay na kaya kaya na eh. Patay.
Bago, ang galing ng si M, puta. Wow, patay. Apat.
Your bottom tower is being invaded.
Wala.
The dead endure.
Ang tagang puta mga tayo. Mga hayop to.
The dead prophet. The dirge goes on.
Pwede tayo mag-ano, di ba?
My stomach
Mag-roshan.
rumbles. Yes.
Ay, puta na.
Shambling. I will. I will. Yes.
Tuloy mo mo. Itu juga. Mau mendekat. Kita nak.
Kaya pang lahat din.
Immortality from many. My will. The dirge goes on. Agony. Decay. Yes. All will die.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Death marches.
You're instilling fear in them.
BKB na ako.
Dead endure. Passing. The dead.
The heroes were taking things slow for now.
My will.
Ito, game na itong X-Men sasama, no?
My stomach rumbles.
Ba't ito ang creeps?
I will. Yes.
Your top tower is under attack. The enemy's middle tower has fallen,
Mag-high-ground sila.
leaving a trail of
Push lang tayo.
destruction. A spot of trouble at your top tower.
Baba.
Your top tower craves your attention.
Alam mo kung bakit level 1 na na tayo, flying courier.
Wala. Meron ba?
Dahil dito, kaya no.
Meron ka ba?
Ay, naubos. But, dinakdor.
Your enemy's bottom tower was destroyed. Dire has strengthened their structures. I see the gradient just fortified their structures.
May gago ka! May silence nga pala.
Hindi ka na silent. Ako na silent. Ito.
Wala ako nang maliit.
Sige, pang tayo.
Ay, may black hole to.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Putang ina.
Ako na-break yan.
The enemy's bottom barracks are now under
May namatay ba sa atin?
their bottom barracks. The enemy's top tower is now ash and dust. Dire has secured their structures. That was the demise.
Ay, talo na nito ni Sven. Saan, Sven?
The enemy's middle barracks were destroyed. Your top tower is under attack. Your enemy's top tower was destroyed. You've annihilated the enemy's top barracks. You've destroyed your enemy's top barracks. Your top tower is under attack.
Ako guys eh. Hindi Level pa ako nun.
Aray! Puta na sakit.
The enemy's middle tower was torn down.
Wait lang ho.
Ganda.
Ay man, Bon. Nag-iara mo sa mukha. Pag kang silent ha. Tayo mag-iara. Ay, wala ka.
Sayang. Spectre carry.
There's still work to do.
Yes. Killing spree. My will.
Games na pala.
Yes.
Games talaga ako mga.
Death marches. Passing. That's exempt. Haste.
Ay, man.
Gago yan, Tia. Gago yan, Tia. Hold down eh.
The
Ay lang.
dirge goes
Naway lang eh.
on.
Kaya patay na.
I will.
Kaya mag-push ka.
Oo, matatalo.
We cannot contain.
Kaya nga, ba't nagpa-farm yun?
Yes.
Kaya farm lang, guys.
Yes.
Wait natin, Roshan.
Kaya nga eh. So, okay na.
My will and sweet. Shambling.
Roshan, nandito na.
My stomach rumbles. Dead. The dead endure. Life.
Fearsome Roshan.
The vile dead. The spirit of the first bear burns immortal in me.
Respeto ah. Respeto. Binigay yung Aegis sa offlane.
Yes.
Pwede ito. Meron ako
Wait
nito,
lang,
man.
pag-
Lotus, paso ako.
Ge. Vision lang. Nasa ka rin?
Yeah, lasa na lang ako.
Ge, lang guys. Okay, lagyan mo ako. Gago. Ano ko?
Ano wala
Hindi.
yung
na ano ko. Ganda. Na ano ko? Na nalason yung sa ground. Nalason.
So the Radiant destroyed Dire's Ancient. The end.
Oh, GG guys.
Okay na, Mirana. Malabo na to, guys. Mirana.
Hindi ka pa nag-ancient day?
Ha?
Di ba?
Hindi pa. 6-1 kanina eh. Ewan ko lang yan.
Sa pa yan.
80 na, 80.
Ay, dalawa pala.
Dalawa pa yata. 80% na eh. Wala pa lang akong camera. 2.72.
Ang ina, Raiji. Ano ka mag Raiji?
Let's do me carry.
Problem, you play the tempo faster, and that's why the Night Stalker and the Underlord bans, by the way.
Believes open offlaners like the Centaur that are a possibility in this moment. One last ban for the Boom Boys is could they just throw this Undying 3 if they wanted to, or would it not work against this lineup?
They could, like, if they feel that they can answer the Enigma in some way in the lane, like they could, like if you have some like Enchantress idea or something like that, you know, that can take the Eidolons.
Ooh,
Because yeah, it's been banned out.
Kez
Kez
final
picked up.
pick. This is a hero that I had just seen a post saying whether or not we were going to see Kez at TI. And well, Series 1, Game 1, we see a Kez final pick for OG, which isn't unheard of. I think we saw Kez a couple of times during the Essence tournament that we covered together, and it did okay.
Oh,
And there's a Legion.
oh, now we're cooking.
We're cooking.
Now we're cooking.
That was an unpicked hero in that last tournament, unbanned hero, so completely ignored hero. Now coming in, first series, first game, we get a Legion commander. I mean, that's something that I'm thinking is like, all right, that's pocket. We had that ready to go, and here we are with a Legion commander. What do you think about this hero?
It's an interesting one, you know. It's BKB piercing ability, by the way, that comes from the offlane. It's a tempo hero as well. It's a hero that can also, I would say, just one shot all of the Eidolons if you want to be a bit crazy with the laning setup, right? Like maybe there is something that can be done there as well. I don't think it will. I think we'll just have a normal lanes, of course, and let's see how it goes. Like overall, I like the pick if for no other reason Like you talked about their lockdown and that it might not be the best, but now with the Legion, you literally have as much lockdown as you want, especially if you get the attacks eventually too. So if Kaz becomes a problem, duel him. If Enigma is a problem, a bit harder hero to find and duel, of course, but it's doable. And Lina, she basically, this hero lives or dies by being this outskirts of the fight. I burst you and then I fly around, try to get away, right? Like I reposition myself. That's how Lina is playing right now. I think Legion just stops that gameplay. If you can find the right Legion angles, the right maneuvers, I think she just completely stops Lina from playing that way. But you gotta be on point, you gotta get the Blink Blade Mail very early on, and it's usually not that simple and easy.
Yeah, and we'll see how it goes, how the Lina does. I mean, I'm kind of excited to see it, and I guess we're here to take a look. Game number 1 coming into it, OG against Boom Boys. I'm so excited for this Legion. I'm so excited for TI. All right, let me get energy out right now. It's TI. I'm hyped. I don't care what time it is. We started doing this at 10 p.m. for me. Now it's midnight. I am hyped. Now it's midnight. I am hyped. Let's do this. We're getting into game number 1. OG against Boom Boys. Coming into Shanghai TI. It rhymes for a reason, guys. It rhymes because it is exciting. It is great. And we are here ready to go. Kathoomi already showing off the Trail of the Burning Doom glitch cosmetic. I got to talk about it because it is so sweet.
Please do.
All right. So I'll get it out of my face before we get deep into this game. But glitch cosmetics were a thing that happened in the early 2010s. Talents used to get stealth-made and players used to get self-made items. And they would use those to glitch in the courier gems. And it would end up that they could make them into items. So the Undying's got himself Trail of the Burning Doom, which was in a courier. Tombstone down early on. They're going to try and go in onto Raven looking for this Enigma. And they will get first blood as Kiritich is the one who kills him with the Lone Druid. So dropping down that early Tombstone and making well good use of it early on. And mid Yopaj, a lot of people's idols. He's going to be on this Lina. Yeah, I'm ready to see him up against GPK. This is a great matchup.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool matchup in which I would say Lina should have a little bit of course, like you outrange, you can spam the Ember from distance. Like your damage over time is insane, even through the Flame Guard. I think this is a good lane for Lina. But eventually Ember does have something to show for, right? Like after the laning is over, if you survive on Ember with a decent amount of experience and gold, all you need is level 6 and you can hunt her down. You need +1. Basically, this kind of, you see this? Like this right here is my life 24/7. Everyone's life 24/7. Whoever plays against Lina knows this feeling. She's literally sitting on your high ground. You cannot approach the wave. It's very difficult. Even though GPK so far keeping up, you know, like he's finding some last hits. He's keeping his distance. He can still poke with Slight, by the way, which isn't that bad. Like this kind of a build on Ember, you can play versus Coddles, versus Quops, versus a lot of these long-distance glass cannons.
It's hard though, right? Because you, like you said, it's just Lina going to be dominating. You're in this situation where it's like one of the longest range heroes with spells in the game, and finding yourself just getting constantly pressured. And you can see you talking about pressure. You got salves here, blood grenade.
Oh, the blood grenade.
Oh,
doesn't connect.
Tried
at the tip as well.
What a quick attempt here.
Shaker versus Husband. You just didn't care about it at all. I think we got here at the game.
As Natsumi, he's on this Kez, and not a hero we're seeing so much of, but definitely a hero that we're seeing some favoring.
I think Kez is still in a really good spot. Like overall, this hero is like he scales really well against a lot of carries right now, and if he's given to the right player, always has some impact in the game. And what I really like about Kez as well is he can play multiple roles from position 1. He can be the hard carry or the playmaker as well.
Definitely can be. Kataomi, he has to be very careful in this bottom lane. I want to give up a kill, especially as they grab that first buff for the Lone Druid. And these are games that have been going later for both these teams. In that last series, they had that first game go 65 minutes. Definitely Lone Druid, a hero that's ready for something late. And I feel like maybe Enigma fits that bill, where it gets more exciting as the games go later. But do the rest of these cores hold up? Does Kez hold up? Does Lina hold up?
I think, like, whenever you have Enigma, if the Enigma is unanswered, which sort of, more or less, the hero is at this point, as long as you have any sort of scaling, you should be fine, and they do. Like, I think Lina scales extremely well. I would say the same for Kez. I think this is a very playable game for OG. We might be in for a longer one, at least, you know, when you're playing with the Enigma. When it comes to Ember Spirit, like, you are going for your standard build. This is most likely like a Mage Slayer or Slayer kind of a build. When it comes to Lina, it's travel Ags almost every single game. Like, you go travel, you go get yourself some kills on the map, because you can join basically. You just want to be farming the jungle, not showing yourself, and then traveling to the lane that needs assistance.
Sitting here, topping that CS chart, no surprise. And, you know, Emperor's bottom of the cores, but at least kind of holding his own a little bit. They're going to go for Yopaj. Blood Grenade out, but the Bushwhack maybe saving Yopaj. And an arrow fly in, a turnaround with a Starstorm. This is trouble for GPK. He will lose his life, and that'll be a kill for the side of OG.
Just a beautiful turnaround, right? Like, both of these teams knowing very well that you gotta rotate around mid lane on the rune mark, so they do. They save the Lina. Like, you could argue that Lina is definitely the easier kill out of the two, but nice Bushwhack. I would say, like, when it comes to the two supports, by the way, infinitely stronger on OG at this point in the game. Maybe not infinitely because of the Undying, I take that back a little bit, but in general, when it comes to the damage output, Mirana right now is kind of insane as well. Like, just the Starfall being maxed out. Right now, I believe I saw he's on 111. But, dude, this hero with Starfall at the moment, it's like 300 damage if both of them connect on level 2. Level 1, perhaps not as strong, but still significant. And eventually you can go for Axe. Like, even if you're a 5, like, you can go for Axe. Arrow.
And arrow connects. Laguna Blade's there, and that is a kill for Yopaj, taking out Save.
This hero, by the way, when played on a support, was all about the arrows, right? Like, if the arrow is connected, basically you're either a god gamer or a dog gamer when it came to playing Mirana. Right now, arrow is, I feel like, just a bonus. That's it. Like, if they connect, great. If they don't, nobody really cares, because all you gotta do is spam the Starfall in the lane. And of course, post-laning stage, if you do get that Aghanims, as long as the arrow is flying by, you'll be getting those. You'll be getting the damage out of it.
They are bringing Kataomi over. He's going to come through and try and steal this Wisdom Shrine, but as we get to the 7-minute mark, Kataomi is going to drop this Tombstone. Maybe there's an opportunity, but with Yopaj coming over, that opportunity is gone.
It's gone, but still, I'm going to steal that spot for the Tombstone. It's really hard
it's not a bad spot.
It's really hard to get to keep vision on it and to kill it at the same time. So, of course, as an Undying, your job is to fight 5 heroes at the same time when it's early game. The more heroes you fight, the better it is for you.
Nice one,
Try to get those decays out, try to hope that your Tombstone does work. They're going to push this top tier 1 tower. Miero here on the Legion Commander, having a good time in the offlane, so available at access. And first item for him is going to be this Blade Mail, so it's not going to be that Blink Dagger Initiator. Just looking to get that Blade Mail early on and hopefully reflect a bit of that damage that helps him get a couple of these kills, as they were looking to get that bottom rune at the 8-minute mark. But it is a shield rune top being saved here for the Boom Boys.
He did have to use some remnant charges at least to get it, but which is a plus side for OG. But for BB, of course, getting the shield room is pretty damn good on the Ember, secures him from any sort of aggression from now on.
Lane. Marana, Skim thinking about coming through, but they have not been able to get after this lone druid yet. That's always a little bit of a scary proposition, whether or not you're going to be able to handle a lone druid that's got himself a little bit of farm. And Sumi going to clear up some stacks. There's also a couple of bounty runes ready for him with Kataomi. He doesn't want to give this up so easily. He'll drop down the tombstone, and this might help him steal a couple of creeps. But let's see if there's any reaction coming in from OG. Right now, they're not even willing to go after Kataomi, as the Legion stepping forward a second. Natsumi needs to be just a touch careful. Doesn't want to get caught by a duel.
Be touch careful, man.
Hello, guys. Is this legal? Why is there position 5 stealing my stacks, guys? Team? We're team.
Anybody gonna show up for me? Help?
Stole all the stacks. Of course, Lina not necessarily super ready just yet to make moves. Enigma definitely not a hero that should be connecting top to help you. Like the only two heroes that could have helped were the supports, but they were also not in the greatest vicinity, so they might be losing the tier 1 Bodo.
Definitely might be. Raven just pushing it in. Laguna Blade got used. They're trying to get a kill here on a save, but he's able to get behind the tier 2 tower. But the damage is definitely felt, but it's not a kill.
Yeah. It's like when you're playing versus Lina, and when she burns you, you cannot dispel it, by the way. So it just goes through everything. Tim's, by the way, another hero that's when you're playing Hoodwink, actually, like I mentioned, the puck and the spirit was that you can't really catch, right? They can't really usually set up on. They set up on you very nicely, so it works badly for you in multiple ways. Because they can get on top of you, they can always chase you through the trees. Like, Hoodwink likes to play versus these. The hero is made for the bulk boys, you know, the Vipers, the Bristles. You have an easy setup for them. You know, you just have a lot of things that work well against them. Versus the Spirits and high mobility heroes can be a bit rough sometimes.
Definitely can be a bit rough, and they are showing a little bit of that high abilities. They were able to kill off that Hoodwink. GPK just sitting over mid, and again, he is sitting bottom of the net worth for the cores at the moment, keeping up, I guess, in terms with Kez. But overall, when you look at the mid matchup and the mid diff that's happened so far, Yopaj having a very good start. We'll see how much this Lina can really parlay this into maybe something a little bit more if he can move around the map and get himself a couple of kills as GPK backs off to grab some stacks. With Tims, it's certainly possible. I mean, this is a duo that, if they move around in unison, bushwhack into an LSA with a Laguna, right now, I don't think many heroes are surviving that on the map. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy to survive. It's also not super easy to catch for OG. I feel like that's one thing that... you see this push on mid lane, I mean, with the Eidolons and Enigma rotating really early on. This is one way to play when you don't necessarily have insane catch. You just overwhelm them and you pressure all the time.
Use that Moonlight Shadow, and you know, you think about what they're going to be able to pull off here for OG, and they've had a couple of games like this, I think, in recent tournaments where they've got these early leads and have been able to get themselves something going, and have kind of not been able to capitalize on this advantage for themselves. But for right now, keep this lead. They'll lose this top tier 1, though.
The thing is, like, you have to think about it in a different way also. They have taken what they can take off of the map. It's not like this lead that they kind of got. It's not even really a lead. I think this was a given. Like, it had to happen. Like, you're playing versus the Lone Druid, you have to pressure him out of the lane. It's standard Dota. You're also playing with Enigma, and this hero just likes to pressure one tower after another with utility, with drums, with bearing, with Vlads. They got the mid-tier 1 tower, and they got the bot-tier 1 tower. The map is now over.
You're gonna go for the duel. Try to get this Enigma, and this is an easy kill.
And I was legit leading into this. The question is now, how do you play the map, and what do you do with the space that you've been given? You've opened up the tier 1 mid, you've opened up the tier 1 bottom, now what? Like, what is the play style? How can you protect the Enigma from, or the mid laner from any rotations that might happen from BB? Because BB, they have some pretty good lockdown. Every time they have duel, they'll be hunting you. So let's see. It's a very interesting game when it comes to like, the strategic aspect of it.
Jumping onto this Legion and just an easy way in with that Laguna and that Echo Slash coming through from the Kez. Yopaj starting to make those movements and something that he really needs to do. Looks like he gotta put some pressure on this Lone Druid. Time is always a danger against Lone Druid.
That sounded like some Iliad proverb, you know, or something. The Yopaj gets killed, by the way. Well, on the mid lane, it's the biggest kill of the game so far. Like, of course, the Ember early on, and now they do get the Lina. So basically, they managed to kill the Enigma bottom. They killed the Lina mid while losing LC in the last couple of minutes. When it comes to like tempo, I feel like LC is probably the hero that wants to have the most of it, right? Because of all the dual damages that can rack up.
And it was the kill there onto the Lina, slowing down that streak. Already a streak, you know, only 4 kills, and they had a streak to grab. Boom Boys doing everything they can to try and pull this one back, but still now top of the net worth. It finally falls below the Lone Druid, and I feel like that's the scary point here. Proverb again, time is the danger of the Lone Druid, and something that is going to be very, very true. Legion starting this off, trying to get some more stats.
What's the danger with the Lone? It's the Agon and Mjolnir, right? Like, that's the time when his farming speed really racks up, and that's basically what you want to relay as long as possible. So far, has it been delayed? Not really. He's top network together with Lina. Like, they're sitting on more or less the same. Overall, I feel like, it's... You could say it's a bit dangerous for OG, even though they do scale well. It's not about scaling necessarily only. It's about the difficulty that you have when you gotta play versus a fat Lone Druid. Right? Do you know that this hero will just be constantly annoying you, attacking you from behind with the bear? Like, he will be scouting you with the bear as well. The playstyle itself is what makes this so hard. And he's blocking camps with the bear. You're seeing this, right? Like, he's keeping Mjolnir in the hero to farm with. Meanwhile, he's blocking Enigma's camp with the bear in some places, and then he switches. Like, he's really min-maxing this hero.
Doing his best to try and continue to maintain this lead and honestly slow down this Enigma. One of those heroes that I feel like gets to a point where he feels super strong, and that's going to be an Illusion dual victory, but got the Illusion. Good move by Yopaj.
I love how he... Did you see after he got the kill, he stayed there for like a half of a second. He's like, what?
Oh, man.
Then he realized, like, yeah, not bad. Good bait, good bait.
Honestly, a great bait. Something that he needs to do, because this Lina feeling a little bit fragile in my eyes, at least in the situationship of this game, because this feels like if Lina dies 2, maybe 3 more times, that Lone Druid just takes over, and Lina's not as much of a factor as we'd like it to be, at least if you're rooting for OG in that sense. So avoiding that duel is something that I think is actually way more of an impact in this game than it looks, and he just killed an Illusion.
It's a huge impact. Keep in mind that was a smoke as well, I believe, right? So just a lot of things coming together and making this Lina's life a little bit nicer. Top lane.
Gonna get the kill on a Tim's. He's running away, but the focus fire is on him.
Duel?
Got a Legion Commander ready with a duel and a Blade Mail, and that will be a duel victory. This time, not an Illusion.
Right, but they're smoked up behind. Look at this. Boots of Bearing as well. This is...
One more toy? Laguna Blade Legion is going to be dead. And they will get this kill, but they're going to look for one more. Wind running away, though, is saved. They're not going to be able to get the kill into the Wind Ranger, and that will at least be a return kill. One of greater value, certainly.
Look at this, though.
But Tombstone on the high ground while they come through the Twin Gate. Can't get anything from this. TP attempt out. Not really much you can do about that. If he had a +1, maybe. I think Ember was nearby, but didn't make the reaction to go and get this Enigma.
If Ember was a bit closer for the chains, at least to cancel it, it would be a different story. But you know, there's a clear difference between the moves that are being made on these two sides. On one side, BB, they're using two heroes, maybe in this situation, even one Undying, forcing the Enigma to TP out and not play the map, right? Meanwhile, on OG, who did they need to kill the Legion? Everyone, right? Like, they brought literally 5 heroes top to kill him. So, it's a lot of space, a lot of map is given to the Ember, to the Lone, and they're just continuously abusing it. They're just farming up a Storm.
And doing a really good job on this Lone Druid, top of that net worth, constantly bouncing back with the Lina. Though Kez, he's sort of keeping up. 1,000 behind isn't a bad place to be in, especially as a Kez. Currently, I feel like your late game is going to compete with this Lone Druid if they're close enough. And you can see these Eidolons pushing and farming away. Offlaners pretty much even so far for both these teams, and I'm not surprised. It's only a 2,000 net worth lead, but Raven, he's got these Boots of Bearing and the Force Staff. With the Tumbler's Toy, this is a lot of mobility.
Yeah, a lot of mobility, but mobility without blink.
Yeah.
Very interesting, by the way, with the Force. Let's see how he uses it. I'm honestly like... I'm not sure about the Force. I mean, it can work, of course. It's just mobility for Enigma. As long as you can get yourself in the right position, it's good. Like, it's a bit better versus, of course, versus Roots, but generally, if you're scouted and you're playing Enigma, it doesn't help you if you reposition yourself a little bit, because you just die. Or your black hole will not be as significant because they know where you are. They're not going to like keep on sticking together or something. So it's a bit harder to play and to execute with the Force Staff, but it's a bit selfless, because you can also use it on others. You can maybe help out Delina if she gets gone off.
Do you think the expenditure, though, on a Force Staff is going to be worth it, where you'd rather one more item?
I'm not really sure. Let's see. Like, he has Force and Blink, so a lot of mobility on the Enigma soon. But by the way, did you see the shard on Undying? It's being delivered on the courier. He's getting it basically as soon as possible. It's a point-and-click save. You click Tombstone, you click the hero is hidden in the Tombstone. But
Shadow, they're going to try and make a move. Misses, but they've got the Yules. Maybe this is a chance here. Force Staff into that black hole. They're going to try and get the kill onto this Ember. GPK, though, he's going to be able to survive this for the moment. Now you're thinking maybe you got to turn around.
No, black hole. You definitely can if you want to. You need more heroes. They're all so low, plus no black hole. If they leave, this is a free tormentor for BB, basically.
Tombstone shard already proven to be very strong. I got that Aghanim Scepter here with the Lone Druid, so you've hit that point where the map's going to be pressured pretty hard. This bear is going to be out there pushing lanes, getting farm, and doing his thing, and he is starting to really pull away from the Lina. That is a scary proposition.
Yeah, I'm really surprised they didn't go for the Tormi. Like, they just used not only Black Hole, but Mirana ult as well, but instead they're hunting for kills. Okay, like, this is a play as well. They expect you to be tormentoring, that's a new word. So you are instead using that as a setup maybe on Kez. But he's wise to it, like, he already mantas out. Good read, very good read by Kez.
See me getting all the way back behind the gate. Miro, that is an illusion. Won't be going for that one this time. But again, coming over now with the smoke, but no black hole, and they will find save for a moment, but there are heroes here that are going to be able to fight this back. GPK goes inside of his Searing Chains. That's going to be locking up the Enigma for a second stun. Sharpshooter will be played on the Ember. Can they save him? No, they're going to go to the Legion commander with a duel. They get the kill. Neopaj, and Ember survives. I can't believe he's able to make his way out of that one, eating that Laguna Blade, and somehow surviving the onslaught coming his way.
Was the tombstone used? Couldn't tell. But in any case, another attempt on GPK's life. This time.
Go again.
This time.
Oh, surely. Yeah, this time it's done.
Yeah, they got him. And the smoke up straight up. So was it cooldown or was it used? I couldn't really tell. But in any case, 1-for-1 in the end. Just because the resilience was there on OG's side, right? Like they smoked up immediately after a failed attempt and they catch the Ember out of position. Like a really cool heads up play. Most teams, after losing their mid, would just bail and continue playing scatter and continue just the farming game. You know, but not them. If you fail, just get up and do it again and make it a little bit cleaner.
You don't stop riding a bike just because you fell off. You go again, get up, let's keep going.
Unless you hurt yourself, then you have to stop.
Okay, well, fair enough. Fair enough. I guess maybe my analogy doesn't work that well. But, we take a look, 25 minutes in just about, and I'm not too surprised at where the game is net worth. I'm more surprised considering the two teams where the game is kills-wise. 6-6, 24 minutes in. I swear both these two teams are bloodbath kind of teams. But this game is pretty slow in terms of like big action.
Yeah, I think it's the nature of the heroes. You're basically reliant on long cooldowns to catch, and that's it. Like if you can't catch properly, like you can't get a lot of kills, and you don't want to even be trying because usually you just get baited and punished. So as the game progresses, I think we might see something different.
Go for the bear, and they will try to be victorious against this bear, but the shackle does good amount of work. That stops them from getting this kill. And Bear's just able to TP out.
A very good shackle right there. Overall, we didn't maybe talk about it extensively, but one of the best Wind Ranger 4s in the world, right? Like when it comes to playing this hero on a support, he's been doing an exceptional job this game, but almost every game when he plays it. At some point, it was banned constantly against him as well. And on a 5, by the way, when it comes to 4 and a 5, I don't think they could have had maybe some hero, but no, I think this is like full comfort zone for the two supports on BB.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Kataomi, he is one of those guys that is very strong on this Undying. He is going to die, though. We'll Caster's Curse him a little bit, but he's back alive, so we never even noticed.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. He has that innate to work with. On the other side, by the way, speaking of supports, Mirana Scam, I mean, it's a hero he has played at this point, I feel like, on every single position in Dota through his career. Competitively, he's buying the Antagonist Scepter, so the damage output will rack up quite a bit. Like, I mean, when it comes to damage on OG, I don't feel that they're lacking it even now. Like, it's still pretty high, but Axe Mirana is just gonna make it even higher. Straight into the pit, huh?
Gonna try and make a play, go for this first Aegis. Make a move, and it doesn't look like there's much of a reaction, although I say that now the Enigma finally TPing over.
They're kind of slow. This isn't really going well for them. Tombstone, though.
Now the sharpshooter. They find their way into a move. They know now that they're scouted out on this. It's so hard to commit in. Enigma might be a problem with the Raven around the back. They've got this Kez coming over. They just don't make the move in time. GK gets himself an Aegis. They go to the silence. It's through on a save, but the arrow is going to be off the mark. Now the Remnant's over. They'll find themselves the Hoodwink. They might be able to get the kill, but there is the Black Hole onto the Legion Commander. They get the kill there on a Miero. Set for the Hoodwink at the moment, but the Enigma is now trying to get away. They've got the stun. It's onto the bear. They're trying to run away, but they'll lose their life to this Ember. Got this Aegis who's doing work. LSA thrown down onto the bear to at least get that, but GPK still moving, still grooving. Moonlight Shadow comes inside of his Searing Chains, hits out of the Marauder one more time. We'll hit the silence out of GPK, try to take out this Aegis. The grappling claw on him locks him out and takes away that first life. Do they want to commit for another one? The arrow lands depends on timing. And now
Nice
they might just
one.
commit to this. Can they get a second kill on a GPK? They're going to jump in with Sheen. He's got himself the Jackal. The focus fire is there. They'll take out Natsumi. The bear comes back and they get this kill out of the Kez, who is looking to take out the Ember a second time.
That from him on Kaz, that was extremely greedy. Maybe from the whole team too. Just going for the Ember twice, killing. I honestly think if after the kill on Ember, they just bail after the Aegis, it's maybe evenish. Not done yet. Nice kill. Of course, so much damage coming from Mirana. This is what I talked about. Like the maxed out Starfall now is just absolutely insane for heroes like Windranger that are naturally on the squish side. But when it comes to this team fight, a very even team fight, even with the Aegis being picked up by BB, if they left after the Ember kill. I feel like with the Ember respawning and killing Kez, it definitely benefits BB a bit more because Black Hole was also committed. The longest cooldown out of all of these things that have been used.
They show that they can blow somebody up within that black hole. Obviously, they've got the Laguna Blade ready to go and to drop down that damage. But after that, your control is quite limited here for OG. You're hoping to land a bushwhack. You're hoping to land an arrow. Honestly, kind of maybe even hoping to land an LSA. Obviously, that's probably the easiest of the three at that point. So it's very tough to like have that second breath when you're OG in these fights. And we see it here. They run out of gas, they run out of air, and they get overwhelmed. They do get a kill onto a couple of heroes. And now they find Yopai, so get another kill on him. Miero's got himself another dual victory, but Natsumi's going to try and chase and just cannot keep up.
I think this game right now is a lot easier to play on pickoffs if you're a BB. If you're OG, pickoff gaming is hard for you. Like, not only are you like a heavy committal team, like you have to use the black hole to get like an easy kill, but even that doesn't secure it because you have Undying to save. You even have some Legion commander that can use the heal, the dispel on a target if you go on someone with anything else but the black hole. So overall, I think the game is at least in an easier state to play that way for BB. But when it comes to taking big objectives and going high ground, it's not easy for one side or the other because you are still playing versus Hoodwink. You're still playing versus Enigma, of course, eventually. So pickoffs, sure. Big fights, it's kind of even right now.
Tormenting is the name of the game for OG. Shard is going to be potentially one of these two supports. And it will drop down for Tim. So Tim's gets
a much better one
on the Hoodwink.
When you look at the two shards, you definitely want it on the Hoodwink over the Mirana. Like, this is a shard on Hoodwink that you naturally buy. It's, by the way, not that bad on Mirana right now either, considering how much DPS this hero dishes out. It just helps in that aspect as well, with the bonus arrow charges. I mean, the right-click charges, not the actual sacred arrow. But yeah, in general, you just want it on Hoodwink at all times.
Because Boomerang, I think when it was originally put was so strong.
It still
strong.
is. Yeah, it went from what, 25 to 20 or from 30 to 25. I can't remember the exact numbers, but like overall,
it was a crazy number when it was first in the game.
Yeah, I can't even. The craziest part to me is I had to argue with professional players that this is broken. Actually argue with pros. Guys, trust me, this is goddamn broken. It's like an increase for 1400 gold that is unheard of in the game. Like, it makes everything easier, right? Like, just anything that you do on a hero is going to basically lead into a kill if you apply the boomerang. But in any case, we do have it here in a bit of a lesser state, of course, but it's still there.
When you were telling people it was broken, which pro were you talking to? Support pros? Because obviously they're going to tell you it's not. Shut up! You're going to get this thing nerfed.
Yeah.
Stop saying it's broken.
The worst part, it was sports.
Yeah, exactly. My moneymaker.
A year ago, by the way, exactly. It was at TI, by the way, just so we understand each other. Because the last TI, people weren't really sure about Hood. Like, at least at the beginning of the tournament, and then Crit just won every single game with it, so it became a bit apparent. But what's apparent is that we do have a BKB now, an Enigma, so casting the black hole itself is not necessarily the problem anymore. The problem is actually killing the target through Tombstone in the black hole. They have Lina with the attack speed, they have Kez with the attack speed, but they gotta get rid of the Tombstone immediately to get those kills.
It's gonna be tough. Gotta keep an eye on this Undying, and you were talking about it earlier, how Kathomi feels like his strongest hero, and they're gonna jump in. Oh, there's the save immediately! With that Tombstone, Kathomi just showing why he's gonna be there and saving everybody. Meanwhile, this Kez drops to the Bear and Legion combo. Immediately just taken away. They thought they got a kill with the black hole. BKB is gonna be used to TP out. And that is just the cheapest counter to a black hole, truthfully, is that 1,400 gold spent to just Tombstone and take away your target.
Yeah, I absolutely don't think they can play the game this way. Like, pickoffs for BB are so much easier. Teamfights maybe are better for OG, but if established in a different way. I think that they're the ones that need to be gone on. They can't be the ones going on a target, which is not most of the time not really what you want. But their response is much stronger than their actual action. So let's see. Another BKB forced with the blade mill popped. That's it.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Talking about cheapest black hole counters being 1,400 gold. Cheapest BKB force ever. Although, minus only to accidentally Fat Finger. Powers comes in, gives them a lot of vision, but the Bushwhack connects. They've got themselves the Sharpshooter as well as the arrow that lands onto the Legion Commander. The Laguna Blade. Oh, come on, Kathomi. That's just not fair. That is just cheating, dude.
You got
Quick
a tip.
fingers.
You got a tip. Yeah. I mean, Laguna is one of those spells like Lion's Finger that you can dodge if you're quick enough, but that was beautiful. I mean, and honestly, like, Kathomi has always been this guy. Like, he's always been the Tombstone, the Bane Sleep Saver, you know, like, he's always been that guy. There's a couple of players in Eastern Europe that do that really, really well and that are known for another Shrine, of course. With the Bear, you can snatch them through the game. Or you can just take yours as well. If you aren't playing your map, like a pretty high level Bear. Just saying.
Yeah.
BKB coming up as well.
He's just him. After dance. He did the dance. But could he save his allies? Not at the moment. They'll lose that Mirana, but they will get saved. Trade of supports. Coming around the band, they'll stay on top of himself, but there's the duel. That's going to catch themselves the Opage, and GPK is going to get the kill. They'll look for Tim's. Not going to get any more than that at this current junction, but another kill and another duel victory coming through for the Legion Commander.
Maybe another Lincoln's needed on, I don't know, on the Lina at this point. They have it, but yeah, overall, it's just doesn't feel that great. Like, Ember has it on his side, but on the other side, I feel like they need it even more because they're the ones playing into duel. It's kind of rough out there, you know. When you look at OG and the way they want to structure their fights, the moment they show any one of their cores is the moment that same core has to start juking and jiving and finding out different ways to play the map because you know that Legion is coming at you, right? Like, she's coming for you. If you show yourself to Laguna Blade the support, you're like 99% getting gold after, so it's really difficult for them to structure the fight properly.
Right. Has to be perfect positioning, perfect timings on what they're kind of throwing their way, and honestly, having all the information on where Boom Boys are in these moments, because as we've seen, if you don't know where the Undying is and you throw that black hole, you're just going to end up losing yourself. GPK walking over, he's got himself an Aegis once again.
Yep. Of course, he gets the Aegis
Natsumi,
because he has the Lone Druid, right? So.
Yep. Bear immediately just goes after the Kez. He's just ripping him up, and he's forced to Ravensvale to get out of there.
Radiant are scanning.
Moonlight Shadow also getting expended just to make sure that these heroes can leave. With the Remnant forward, they're still looking. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, they go to the dust. They've got the Shackle, and that should be an easy kill. They're holding him hostage while they're waiting for the duel. They had him out still.
Holding him hostage. They locked him in. Yep. Another win. That's a lot of numbers that I see on the dual damage, by the way. I don't see the exact number, but it's a lot of numbers for the Legion. He's big. Overall, yeah, I feel like they did kill him in the laning stage, and with some rotations, sure, but he's been pressuring the map so hard.
Yopaj losing that Lincoln's on the courier.
Oh, that's sad.
Not that he would have had the gold immediately. He's very close to it, though, and that would have been one way to kind of keep himself alive. The thing is, now you're worrying about this Lincoln's, and there's just the issue, okay, you've blocked the duel, but will you block the bear? And that's the biggest problem. We talked about it. Even when this game was tied at about 1,000-ish net worth, and things looked okay for OG, you had that inkling, you had that feeling like, hey, you know, maybe we can't really beat this bear if he's going to continue to just run at us the way he has and get this kind of farm, because he was up about 2,000-3,000 at that point in the game. Now he's up 8,000 over this Alina. He's up 9,000 over this Kez.
Mm-hmm. You've got some percentage-based damage versus him, though. So it's not only like when you look at OG, every single hero is bringing something to the table when it comes to the damage output. Like you have the extra damage from the Hoodwink, then on top of that you have the Ags on the Mirana. You also have, of course, the Midnight Pulse from Enigma, which will be dishing out the majority of the damage, by the way, in these defense scenarios where you don't really want to use the BKB on the bear anyway. So yeah, overall, I think that they can hold, but it has to be like a high ground hold at this point.
Hoodwink found by the bear, and they're still chasing. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, forcing the Manta out of Natsumi already with the Moonlight Shadow. The chase is on. They're looking for the Lina. They're looking for anything they can get their hands on. They're even going to blink in and go to the Doom, but they got themselves the Black Hole onto 2. It's technically the Legion as well as the bear, but they've got themselves the Tombstone to get the save onto the Legion Commander with the BKB popped here by Kez. They'll look and focus this bear. The Raptor dances out, but the bear's still not dead, finally falling. Nobody really dead other than the bear. That duel, not Doom, the duel used, but then needing to turn this around and get the save of the Tombstone after the Black Hole got committed on top of the Legion Commander.
Yeah, the big win for BB is probably the Hoodwink buyback, right? Like that's the one thing they got out of the fight. And of course, the Black Hole being used. Thank you, Observer, for showing that to us. But you could see, of course, that the high ground defense from OG is a viable option, right? Like the high ground defense, when they're the ones being attacked on, like you can do something about it. Like Enigma can catch the backlines. If they could catch the Undying somehow at the same time to prevent this Tombstone from destroying your Black Hole potential, that would be optimal. But it's so hard to catch Katomi. He's always far behind.
There's truly no reason for him to be close.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because they're not killing anybody who's in that Black Hole quick enough where he can't just step forward a little bit and drop that Tombstone on.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's why I'm saying the only way they catch them if they dive a little bit too much, you know, if they overcommit on someone, and then Enigma can catch the backlines.
Duel committed, hits the Kez. He is in so much trouble to lose Natsumi. He's going to be dead with buyback, but this is looking grim.
This is looking like it might be, honestly, ending very soon. The only question is, like, do they want to commit completely? They know that the black hole is still on cooldown, so no reason to go back.
Even using it to save the bear. BKB, Lincoln's popped. Trying to go for Yopaj, not going to land the LSA.
Saving the bear actually gives an opening to OG, because there's no tombstone. At least it won't be point-and-click tombstone. They still don't have black hole though, so even though tombstone did get used, it's tough. By the way, that's one of the reasons, like, I know we, on the other stream, we probably finished game 1, I didn't really catch it, but that's another one of those reasons why I feel PL is okay right now, because it's one of those heroes that just completely demolishes Undying. Like, your tombstone disappears to illusions immediately.
Hoping we do end up seeing that PL some point.
I hope not. I'm seeing enough of him as is. Ember's in.
Ember's in. Ember's caught for a second. Magnum Scepter now picked up for the Enigma, who's going to have one chance at this massive black hole. Maybe something enough to pull in this Undying if they're able to go to the black hole, but it's going to be Mega Creeps here. LSA onto the Bear. The Bear will push back the Kez. Still, though, Mirana stands in the face of GPK. Searing Chains down to half health with the Vessel on him, and they're down to just their 4s and their Throne, holding up for OG.
Holding on for now, but there's a resummon on the Bear. They can still go in.
They're gonna try and go. Jump in, duel comes through. There's the black hole. It's gonna be on the 2. Can the Undying get the save it? Tombstone's gonna be dropped down. They'll look to get the kill. They'll take out this Mirana's gonna buy back immediately. Hoodwink still dead without the buyback. Enigma already used the black hole as they're now trying to turn this around with the right click damage coming out from Yopaj, but it's just not enough to get the kill into GPK. The LSA lands out of the Bear. Bear stunned up. Arrow following it up. So the kill on the Bear. So they'll take that out, but Yule's into the air is this save Wind Ranger, and they will find the follow-up to just Bear kill, as well as getting a Tombstone here. So a little bit of a hold, but still up against these Mega Creeps, and it's an immediate resummon that comes through for the side of Boom Boys. So yeah, you got to kill onto that Bear, but again, you've got Bear once more, and you know now there's no black hole.
Yep, there's no black hole, there's no buyback on Mirana now as well. It was a hold. An expensive hold, but it was a hold. And you could see, by the way, Enigma, I believe that was an Aghanims, right? Like, if I saw correctly. So they were getting pulled into the black hole a little bit. It's cool. It becomes harder to use these saving spells when you kind of have to be close, but not too close because you get pulled in.
Right.
Still, though, Katomi is just on point. He has Aetherlance and Blink just because of that. Like, this build, by the way, Aetherlance, Blink, Shard, you don't really see this every single game on Undying. It's really good.
Running forward, GPK going in, trying to finish this game with the fight right here, right now. Can they find anybody? Natsumi is going to grab him, claw it down to the ground, try and get the Laguna Blade is going to be through. And they finish him off. Now they've got the Tombstone to get the save once again with the BKB popped here by Miero. They destroy the Tombstone, but eventually Miero falls. Bear is inside that bit. Some work out of the tier 4 towers. They are chasing. They're going to BKB and TP out on this Lina while the Bear is doing work. They get Natsumi away. The Remnant forward. The Searing Chain. They all connect. They'll pop the Lincolns. They hit the Shackle. They'll get the kill. They'll take him out. Down goes the Enigma. Is going to fall. Buyback. But GG is going to be called here by OG. They've been overwhelmed by Boom Boys. And game 1 goes to BB.
Yeah, the only reason this last fight looked even remotely possible for OG is because the Bear wasn't there. He was taking their base. He was trying to end, which he realistically did do, because some of them needed to go back to defend against Rat Bear. Some of them needed fighting, couldn't get away. So yeah, overall a really good performance by Boom Boys, and it comes down to the pace of the game, which was presented and possible from one team and not from the other. Even though it didn't look that way at the start. But I raised this question immediately, if you remember. After the laning stage is over, Enigma buys Bearing, takes the tier 1 mid, takes the tier 1 bottom, right? I legit don't know how OG played this game. Like legit, it's hard. If you to find pickoffs with Mirana, Hoodwink is next to impossible versus an Ember. I think that's maybe their downfall this game. The lack of catch, and even if you have the catch, it's either Mirana with the Yules with a long setup. By the time you set up with that use on Mirana, there is a save coming. There is not speaking but of the Tombstone or of the Legion commander saving the target. So it was a really difficult game to play for OG. And I wonder, could an item have changed that? Like maybe if Lina had some sort of a Shadow Blade earlier so that she can perhaps just hunt heroes down the map unnoticed. Like I think this Lina had like a pretty good start, like top of the network, like dominate lane as well, but the build was good. The build was generic on her. I just wonder if maybe something different could have changed things. I'm not saying it says if she made a mistake by the build that she went for. It's just that the game was really, really hard for them to play.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe it's the pressuring that they didn't really commit to in the early parts of this game. You got to remember there was only 6 kills for them at about 24 minutes. Yep. So it's become a point where, oh, you know, OG aren't exactly shutting down the map against these heroes, and Lone Druid took advantage of that. Not that there was really too much that they can do because they were being pulled by Boom Boys, by the Bear, by these heroes, by Legion, getting these pickoffs. There wasn't a lot of kills for Boom Boys either. But in the moments that they did get those kills, it forces OG to kind of react a little bit differently, opens it up for Lone Druid, and he gets that kind of farm. And then GPK as well as Miro are getting farm off these pickoffs. And we see this last fight, like you talked about, the Bear, he's doing the work. He's getting this throne, making sure that he's forcing somebody back or forcing an uneven reaction because they're still fighting. They end up getting the kill on a Natsumi. And, you know, this is the thing with OG where it's just like, all right, cool. Well, normally people spend 5 nights with Freddy's, but we had to spend 45 minutes with Freddy Fazbear, and we lost the game pretty quickly off that. He goes 6-0-8, and Lone Druid, you look at his net worth, 38,000. Like, this is no joke from Boom Boys. They looked really good. The laning was good from OG to start overall, but they need to find a way to transition that into filling the gaps and making sure that they can win this game and expand on their lead.
Yeah, I think the game style, the draft itself, when it comes to OG, is not easy to execute versus what Boom Boys have got, right? Like, I gotta reiterate this. At the same time, they managed to bait out 1 duel plus smoke with the Lina illusion. I wonder if they could have done that a bit more times. The problem is, like, you're playing this draft where you are the ones hunted, right? Like, you're kind of setting up to defend versus an eventual hunt. You cannot be the ones hunting properly, but you're playing versus a Lone Druid. So wait, you can't get kills, you can't set the pace of the game, and you're also playing versus a hero that is arguably the biggest problem late game that any hero can be at this point. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Like, looking at the game and watching it play out, like after the first 1-2 towers fell, I could see this problem arising already. But I expected them to maybe win off of some crazy black holes. If the game went a little bit better, by the way, maybe this draft was super playable. If they dodge a couple of dual wins, if they kill Miro a couple of extra times, maybe this lineup of theirs has like a refresher Aghanims Enigma much earlier. And then you have 2 black holes that you have to worry about, or an Octarine, whatever, you know? Like, it's hard to blame it on just the draft. I feel like when it comes to BB, they had a wonderful draft, a wonderful performance December as well. GPK survived mid, and he managed to like constantly scout out the backlines. And I think that's what this hero does much better than the Lina. Like, Lina needs someone to... that's one thing that I gotta say from them. Like, they're 4 heroes: Hoodwink, Mirana, Enigma, and Lina. All 4 heroes want someone else to start for you. And like, you just don't have that guy. Like Kaz, maybe, but even he doesn't want to be first head in when you're playing versus a Legion.
Yeah, definitely the truth. And Boom Boys have played us alone 4 games in a row or something of the sort. So it might be time to just get rid of it in that first phase if they don't want to be up against it again. But we're going to see that in game number 2. We're going to take a quick break. Be back with game number 2 in just a moment. So stay tuned.
I'm here with Raven from OG. Raven, nice to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, I've been seeing you for a long time. You've been at TI since 2016.
Yeah.
You've been to a whole bunch of them. Does this one feel any different, or does this just feel like, oh, it's TI again, I'm back?
No, I think this one is different because my team is like better, and the way we think about the game is much more better than before. So yeah, I think it's different.
So you joined the team in June.
Yeah.
So you haven't been with them very long. What has it been like getting settled in? I mean, you know some of these players anyway. So,
yeah.
I mean, you know Natsumi and Tim. So did it feel like just slipping into a team that you were already comfortable with, or was there a lot of work to do there? How did that go?
I think it's a little bit work to do because before that, I'm actually not really playing competitively. I think with Tim's, he helping me a lot in the game and even in our lane. So I think it's doing good now.
Do you think that having played as a carry, it helps you play offlane because you know what carries hate and you can annoy them even more than most offlaners would?
I think it kind of does that because I have like knowledge on how to play certain heroes and who I don't want to play against. And I know that also, so I think it helps.
You know the pain of a carry player in a bad matchup, right?
Yes, I know.
So let's talk about the meta in general. It always feels like people have a meta that they think they understand, and then once the tournament starts, it completely changes after a few matches. Do you think the meta is quite settled, or do you expect it to be very changeable?
Every team is different. That's why it changes, because who's the better team will become like that. So I think that happens a lot.
So you think people look at what the better teams are doing and steal their strat?
Yeah, they always do that.
So which teams do you think at this TI are the teams that people are going to be watching the most closely?
I think that it's going to be Team Vision and Liquid, because they really have like a rule to follow. They have like how they play, they already know it.
Let's talk about your teammates. Obviously, you know some of them very well. You haven't been on the roster that long. How are they? What are they like? Describe them to me.
I think 4 of them is just really the same. So easy to talk to and very much like a trash talker, I guess. And I think they're very hardworking, and I think they're really good also.
What would it mean to you after coming to TI for all this time? First of all, what would you see as a success at this TI? And what would it mean to you to win TI?
For me, if I see success on me, I think at least top 4. It's good enough for me. And I hope that we can go playoffs and be much more better as a team.
So making that main stage, making top 4.
Yeah.
But let's imagine you won the whole thing. What would that feel like after doing this for 10 years?
I think it's going to be so much, I don't know what to say, but it's going to be a lot. Because I've been playing this game for so long, and you know, winning that title has always been a dream.
And what would you say has been the TI highlight so far? You might make a new one at this TI, but after all the TIs that you've played, what was your highlight across all of them? I
think there's some highlights that I've been playing good, but I always remember just the TI6, the TNC. But so that one is a lot.
That's a big memory for you.
Yeah.
Well, look, I hope that you can make some new memories at this TI. We look forward to seeing you guys. Raven, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, and good luck in the tournament.
Thank you.
Guys, it's game number 2 here of the International 2026 between OG and the side of Boom Boys. They booming. They're doing their thing. They're cooking. They're working it. And Well, game one, Lone Druid proved to be the maker of this game, and well, OG, they're going to have to find a way around that because this is definitely a tough situation to be up against one. Not something you really want to be doing, that's for sure, when you're sitting at the potential chance of being 0-1. Because I think some of the 0-1 1-0s are going to be played today as well, and if you end up playing in one of those 0-1s, you can find yourself 0-2 day one, which could be insane. Like, that just puts you in a position where you just don't want to be. And OG trying to hold on and trying to hold out, they're going to have to turn this one around. And where do they start?
Banning out the Lone Druid, I feel like, is always a good start. Like, when it comes to this patch, when it comes to this meta, I think getting rid of the Loner is, you know, like, make things easier for yourself. Lone Druid is a hero that is basically on a level of IO or Meepo or Arc Warden. You know, when they're broken, when they're strong, these Tinker-esque heroes, they're just very difficult to play against. It's hard to find real ways of playing against those guys. So I'd like to see that happening, by the way. I'd like to see something a bit different from both teams, but specifically I'd like to see if Boom Boys will be as strong without the Lone Druid, because this game, by the way, was played not so long ago and it went the full stretch and went to game 3, but it was never as convincing in the last series as it was right now. I feel like this was on a different level and Boom Boys were just not only outplaying them, I think it was a clear outdraft, but also a clear outplay through the game to make that draft work. Speaking of some other drafts, by the way, you saw that LGD won versus Falcons game 1, by the way.
Yeah, and then they game 2 have picked Gyro mid, which
it's the duality of Thompson, I swear. It's the duality of Thompson. One game he is gonna be a god gamer and he's gonna pick like a normal mid laner, and then he'll be like, guys, trust me, pick me Lion mid, I got this. I've seen enough of his streams. I've seen and been in enough of his pubs and played against him, by the way, in the past enough to know how that
guys, it's working in my pubs, I swear. I got this. Make this all work. Lion mid. What else is gonna be that weird mid that he apparition mid? Is that gonna be the play? You gonna just throw out some crazy ones?
Where's the crow? You know, trust me, guys. Just pick me AA. I got this.
Is that how the sentence always goes? It always starts with "trust me, guys."
Of course.
Trust me, trust me.
Mm-hmm. When you say trust me, everyone trusts you. That's how it works. So
that is pretty funny.
But they are experimenting a bit, which you see, and the Gyro, yeah, like as a mid laner, there are worse things. Like, this is a hero that can work. Maybe we'll see it here as well. I don't think this is a very popular or a very strong hero meta, though. That's the problem. Like, I think he was actually a bit stronger at times than he is right now, but it is what it is. As the lobby started, I see a little connecting there for me, so I think I'll be PGMing it once again as I'm unstable. My
it's always you.
Yeah.
Although I wasn't kicked from the lobby. I left on my own accord in solidarity with you. I'm not.
You can stay.
That my co-caster is not going to be in.
You can stay in the lobby. So at least we have one guy there, you know.
I'll give it a shot. I'll see if I load, because it might be me as well.
I'll be removing myself momentarily if it was truly. I mean, I joined the lobby the first time. I was in it. Like, I got into the game, so I don't think it was only me. But in any case, there's also to cast off of. So basically, to explain to our dear chat out there, you can either be in the game or you can just see the same things that you guys are seeing and just talk about what's on the screen. What's on the screen kind of limits you, but it limits you in a fun way. Like, you can, I think you're a bit more connected to what everyone else is seeing, and you don't have to talk about the second branch that was picked up by a support, you know, and how it makes a difference in the grand scheme of things. You can focus on some more focal points, you know.
Why do I feel like I'm being quoted here? Like, that felt like I never said how a second branch would ever. Maybe I have. I can't in full faith say I've never said that before. I know I'm very prone to asking dumb things, but you know, I ask what the chat would ask. Chat, you know, that's how you feel. It's okay, but some of us got to be there. Sometimes gotta be asking questions that. All right, well, I'm just gonna. It might have been me as well. I'm not going to be in this. They tried it again, and I did not load this time.
I'm so happy.
I am
so
going to be PGMing
it. Yeah.
For all of you guys who don't know PGMing it, there's one of two ways we could be watching Dota. It's either in the game or in the PGM. So
thank you for explaining that. They probably never heard that before, but no one explained that.
I feel a lot more connected with what everybody's watching.
That's what it is. You have to be involved. You like it this way a bit more. I get it.
Yeah, I do like it this way. They did say I was not loading as well, so I'm just gonna hit the old dusty trail hobby and get myself out of there. And yeah, we'll
defeated male lead. Like overall, yeah, it's gonna. One was fine, so I'm sure that we can handle the rest of the series as well. Like overall, when it comes to the game one, and my biggest takeaway would be to perhaps if they are going for as kind of a mid laner, getting something that isn't really afraid of just rolling in there and creating chaos would be better. Like even. Look, it's easy to blame the draft, of course, always. But let's say if they have like some clock or some spirit breaker or something stupid, you know, like a fat frontliner that's kind of dumb, you know, that just goes in there and creates a mess. I think those kind of heroes are really good when you have glass cannon mids, because these kind of glass cannon mids. There's one brilliant thing from Boom from Boom Boys that I gotta give to them. Of course, pick. Like the Legion pick, literally everyone saying comes back to the Legion being in the game. If Legion is not in the game, I think it's much easier to play the Legion. You just don't care. So what if there is Underlord on the other side? So what if you get a bit of malice on your head when you can BKB and fly out, right? Legion, on the other hand, like there is no way. Like the moment you're gone on, you're dead.
Yeah, I think I'm shocked by the Legion pick overall, but it's nice to see that the Legion ends up doing work in a situation like this. Very exciting to see, and we'll see if we see something a little bit out there from Boom Boys again. Like, will there be something similar to Legion Commander that makes its way into the game? What's something that I would say? What's something that's similar to Legion that we don't see that much? That you think that boys would pull out here?
Axe. I think that's another hero that is. I mean,
gets picked, right?
You see it. I mean, I'm covering one of your criteria. The other one I'm not.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, like Axe is definitely played, especially by Boom Boys. Like they played quite a bit. But where I was going with this is Axe is another hero that has a BKB piercing ability that you can't really evade, and you can't really do much about it. Like unless someone on your team buys a Waker, like you're just stuck there, right? So you're stuck there while everyone is hitting you, and plus you're hitting yourself through the blade mill. So overall, I believe that both of these heroes kind of need to go at this point after watching the game, or you have to find a better save because there's another approach. By the way, there's just Dota is such a beautiful game because. To the same problem, you can find 5 different solutions and all of them might be good, right? But you need to find them. And we spoke about how they could have had like a front line that creates chaos, that prevents Legion from going in first. Then you can maybe play around that. Another approach is perhaps getting a real save for the Legion duels or for that instant initiation on the Lina. Basically anything that could reset things so that Lina can run away, even the tombstone that we saw in the light. Like if you had the Undying, if you had something like that that can actually prevent the Lina from instantly being killed off, you can play off of that. Oracle, Wyvern, by the way, in the pool as well. Last game was banned, but these kind of heroes.
All right, well, we'll have to see if we do see those heroes. We shifted up for a second. I thought we had a...
Yeah, me too. I got in position, you know, like let's go.
Yeah, you gotta adjust the shrimping. You gotta be ready here. Yeah. Set yourself up, ready to go. And put yourself in postured position, which is something that, you know, you go from that beginning of the game pre-horn, and then all of a sudden you grab that first bounty rune and you just leaning in very quickly. And we're in a draft. Hey, look at that. Boom Boys with the Undying Lina. So they're the ones taking the Lina this time, and then Hoodwink Tiny on the other side for OG. There's a swap here, at least in terms of the Lina and the just the Lina here for Boom Boys, but now Tiny, Hoodwink coming through. Lone Druid, shockingly, I will say this, Lone Druid shockingly not first phase banned and didn't get picked.
Yeah, they didn't get instantly picked. Like overall, the hero can be, I wouldn't say he can be dealt with, but if he's picked late, you cannot deal with him immediately. Maybe there's some tech that you can work around. When it comes to Boom Boys, you can already see a little bit of an approach to the Lina being a bit different, that is, from them, because they already have the save in the Undying with the shard, right? And then you have Terrorize as well. That's something that's with. But I gotta say, OG already with these two heroes, they have the damage to blow any hero up from the face of the Dota scape, because like you have Hoodwink with Bushwhack with ult, you have Tiny, which is most likely going to be played on safe lane, right? This is basically where I like to see him the most. So yeah, I like their opening. I think it's very burst heavy. You have a lot of control. Nothing really missing from these two. Just got to make sure that they have a decent laning stage on top as well. And I think OG are already set to have, at least when it comes to pickoffs, a much better game.
Well, when we take a look, Dark Willow getting picked was pretty popular at the Essence tournament. 17 overall picks, 7-10 overall in that tournament. As OG spending a lot of time, a lot of reserve time on this pick, and they go to the Axe, something we talked about, similar to the Legion Commander in the sense of wanting to be that blink hold down hero, and something that early on, especially with this Hoodwink, can make your life pretty miserable in that safely. You know, with the battle hunger, with the fact that you're going to be dealing with Bushwhack, Acorn Shot, constant pressure, maybe they get that opportunity to start cutting these lanes, depending on the lane that they do put out there for Boom Boys. Because I think you talked about it, you know, Kiritich and GPK, they are very willing to put some of these heroes safe lane. Is Lina one of those from the Boom Boys that Kiritich and GPK will hand off to each other?
Yeah, like Lina is also a hero that they can swap very comfortably. The thing is, like, this Axe pick, by the way, is maybe something where you might want a different carry. And that Bounty Hunter as well. God damn, this lineup is nasty from OG.
Wow.
But this probably means that you don't want to lane anymore. So it's going to be Hoodwink and Tiny on the safe lane and Axe plus Bounty on the offlane. And if it is an Axe plus Bounty on the offlane, it's a much easier lane to deal with for the Undying plus Lina. However, with one caveat, of course, like one difference is you cannot stop the creep skipping if it's Undying plus Lina, right? Like you cannot stop the creep skipping. Like Bounty will be buying boots and just killing your couriers and trying to make a mess of that lane so that Axe gets his levels and gets his Blade Mail Blink without even fighting the Undying. There are two approaches though. If you put Hoodwink, I think you just spam him with Battle Hunger and Hood hitting him. And it's actually not even a weak lane versus the Undying. But okay, for now we don't even know where Undying is going. We're assuming it's Kataomi, but it could still be switched up like this. When it comes to BB, the only hero I would say maybe with 99% certainty is that the Dark Willow is position 4. Everything else is still in the air. Like it could be just a Necro versus Axe safe lane with Lina mid with Undying off lane. It could be Necro safe lane with the Undying. It could be Lina safe lane with the Undying and Necro mid, even though I don't see the reason why they would do that. So I think this is most likely going to be like some Kiritich Necro with Lina mid. And what makes me say that is I truly think that they need an offlane as their last pick. They need stuns. They need hero. Like you could play like an Undying offlane and then pick something else on a 5 that brings you those stuns as well. Like yeah, sure. But yeah, I mean that's possible too.
Would like to see more stuns. We'll see if we see that. Martha banned out here by Boom Boys. A hero that, in the case of OG, would have probably been in the 1 position. With
yeah, for sure. They banned out Muerta, of course, because they picked the Necro, right? Like one of the best, one of the best counters to it, if not the best in the game.
Ench
So,
kind of hinted at that as well, right? Because we've seen a lot of that Ench into the Necro. Not that. I mean, could you really even fit Ench into this lineup at this point? Not really, but that ban obviously comes in the last phase.
Yeah.
Now they banned that puck, something that was in that big team fight. Lockdown is that. Largo, what's the reasoning behind the Largo?
So overall, I feel like the hero is when played an offensive hero, not only for small players, position as well. The main reason, by the way, was that's why they signed it out. And of course, we have bounty hunters that pushback as well. An easy last pick for OG to go for here, by the way. They need a win, and they kind of know the matchup. But what do you think into the window? Do you think they top the way they did? You cannot, because the neck of the field and just get destroyed. Like a lot of these heroes that only 50% of the arena are actually so swapping me for all the about
Tiny mid?
Yeah,
Yeah.
seems like it. I mean, okay. I think they kind of solved 2 issues with this pick. And got more. The issue that they solved is scaling and the laning stage versus the center. I think for me it's just good enough. Right? So the issue that they got is you have a tiny mid now versus the laner. The lane itself might be hard, but eventually the lane, it's better, but the laning state itself is
and kind of getting on top of you if you're this Templar Assassin. Stampede's going to definitely make some moves. Aghanim Scepter's going to be making GPK available for making that jump as well. And then at a certain point, you get that shard for what is now that safely Necro. Kiritich, he's going to have that Radiance going. He's going to have himself going. You know, his passive as well as having Deathseeker to maybe close the gap. I'm not really sold on this Templar Assassin as the final pick, but when we were looking at what the possibilities were that they were going to get something out of this that felt really that good, there really weren't many options. So Templar Assassin maybe is your best option in terms of maybe a hero that can get itself a decent amount of farm. Let's get into it. So let's take a look at the second one. We're going to keep the series alive.
They know Bounty Hunter might be scouting them, so they're not just showing I think maybe the biggest difference is this Necro top into the Axe in the laning itself, but on paper you won't be laning. On paper like this, shouldn't be like a normal lane. It should be probably, you know, just messing with the lane equilibrium and just dealing with it that way. That's what I'm expecting, at least, because laning Necro plus Undying is literally, it's not really what you want in your game ever.
Yeah, something you're always trying to avoid if you can. Few bad piece. No fighting just yet, but 3 heroes here looking to just grab themselves this range creep.
By the way, so it will be Hoodwink then top with the Axe. This changes things a little bit. Like, if Hoodwink remains top and Bounty goes bottom, like, maybe you can play around the Undying with some Battle Hunger spam plus hitting him with Tims. Like, I think this changes things a tiny bit. It's still a hard lane for Axe, but let's see. I'm still very reluctant to say this is a lot better than the Bounty plus Axe. At least you could have pulled if you were doing that. If you'd done it that way. You can still pull with Hoodwink, I suppose.
See how these lanes end up going. GPK this time going to be trying to pull the Yopaj and have a good start onto this lane. Taking some relatively high damage as they do use that Avalanche.
Yeah, a bit different from
Yopaj.
A bit different start from GPK as well, as he started with LSA, by the way, and not with the Dragon Slave that we see very often right now on the mid lane, where Lina just shows up all the time. I mean, because you see this, it's not as optimal as with a Bounty that has boots. Like, Hoodwink, you see, Necro actually connects the wave. Hoodwink loses HP, Axe loses HP. Hoodwink is pretty squishy and not really super mobile without boots. Bounty, meanwhile, he can tank 2 waves. He has like 6 armor level 1 or some crazy amount like that. So it's a bit of a different story. I wonder why they decided to completely switch it up.
It does make me wonder what the idea here is in general with the Bounty Hunter, right? Because it's not a hero that we're seeing a lot of. It was played one time by Gamer Legion in a win during that Essence tournament, but overall not a hero we're seeing anything of the sort on. And the idea doesn't exactly seem like it's built on all cylinders, at least currently.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. There's probably like a bigger picture that we are not really seeing here. So these are professional gamers gaming. So I expect to see something like this, by the way, what we talked about as well. Battle Hunger. Yeah.
Getting a kill.
Very good.
Trying to get some help from the Dark Willow as Raven is on the run, and maybe they get this kill. They do have this obs that throw the blood grenade. The chase is on. Necro, is he going to cut him off at the pass? He's thinking about it, but he's got this creep wave, so Axe kind of understands where he's going to be at. TP comes through, now starting to spin with Battle Hunger on, though. Goes into the Shadow Realm and finally gets the kill out onto Raven. Took a while, but he got there.
Yeah. He's doomed either way, right? Like, if you run, you get picked off by the Necro. If you don't run, Undying eventually TPs in and kills you, so...
Tombstone down. The commitment on to Natsumi, they want to go with 3 of these heroes.
Ooh, the Brambles, though, they didn't connect, so... Just walk it off as the TA. Might take some damage on the tier 1 tower. I think this is a really good rotation from Kataomi, because I don't know if you can contest the Necro anymore. I think this guy can just solo versus 3 heroes. If you bring the Axe, the Hoodwink, and the Bounty top, I think Necro is chill. You know, he just stays top and wins the lane.
You're dealing with a Necro that's going to have that kind of farm, and then Centaur is one of those that eventually just is a beefy tower. The guy goes Helm of the Dominator into the heart from what we've been seeing, and now they've got to kill into the Bounty Hunter, who's still not doing much. They're going to rotate, but it may not be worth enough. They actually end up keeping that courier alive. Tim's trying to make a move happen, but quite honestly, they just don't have the damage at the moment, and now Necro's able to run at Raven, and he's going to need to be careful. Ghost Shroud's on him. The chase is on. They want to get the kill here onto the Axe, trying to throw these Death Pulses on all the way through. Gotta be a little bit careful about how close you get to him, but he doesn't need to get that close. He can just chase, and eventually He will just tick out. This Death Pulse is coming. He'd rather take himself out a little bit quicker onto the tier 3 tower, and this is exactly what you were talking about in terms of what do you do against this Necro. Mid lane, meanwhile, LSA is going to miss. They've got the toss. It's back towards the tower, and Skims here with Tim's. Laguna Blade, though, takes care of that Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, he's got high armor, but not a lot of HP, so Laguna Blade and these kind of spells really do hurt. That tossback was on the Radiant high ground, which is usually what you want to do versus the Lina, but in this situation, there was just no follow-up. The silver lining for the Axe on top lane is that they did manage to mess with the lane equilibrium. Unlucky. Yopaj just not catching a break on the mid lane. I'm seeing 2 double-digit numbers on Lina, by the way, when it comes to CS. Am I correct? It's it's
39 and 20. It is. Well, 42 and 21. But overall, again, Necro just coming forward, and there's not much that can stop him. This is them looking to invade. It's going to be tough. Got to keep an eye on this Undying. Met by 3 heroes, but he's got the help. There really isn't much here for OG unless they get even more. Tombstone's down to the high ground. They think about pushing the Tiny in, and the Avalanche doesn't do anything, and OG just cannot compete with what they've got going for the side of Boom Boys.
Oh man, this is a very good back off from OG. I gotta give it to them, because you bring in 4 heroes and you still don't go for the kill. Of course, the situation is, by the way, absolutely terrible what they're in at the moment, but at least you don't feed kills to the Necro, because so many teams would try and get in there, you know, like your mid lane rotates, you outnumber them. I just don't think they win that fight.
Laguna Blade, Dragon Slave, and putting the damage onto the Tiny with the creep there. He can go into the tower, but chooses not to immediately, and now they're going to focus their attention onto Tim's. Pushback back lands on 2 heroes, but he's got the Cursed Crown, which means that sets up for the Dragon Slave from GPK. And that will be another kill for the side of Boom Boys, putting this one at 6-1. This is much better starting from Boom Boys. And Bounty's not, in my opinion, and this could be wrong, call me out the second I say something stupid.
Yep.
Bounty's not one of those heroes that, like, excels. Oh, damn it. Bounty is not one of those heroes that really excels from a behind position. This is a hero that wants to get ahead and stay ahead, right? You want to get that track and use it to push your advantage. And instead, they're behind and they are not finding ways out. This is already so much pressure coming in from Boom Boys, and they got to make something happen over behind this tier 1 tower. They'll go to the Stampede. They will lock down this Templar Assassin. Even the Reaper Scythe comes in. It's Brazil in this first engagement down towards bottom, but man, Natsumi just cannot find himself a way out, and it is just all Boom Boys.
Scam does manage to at least get away here for now. Maybe I cursed him. We'll see. Has no boots, just the wind lace to work with, so it's kind of not the fastest bounty hunter out there. But yeah, overall, you're absolutely right. They're absolutely abusing the state of the game and the heroes that they've got. I think preventing Axe from getting the Helm of Iron Will with the Necro rotation on top of him was crucial to prevent him from scaling. He's going for the good old Helm of Dawn build, by the way, on Axe. I mean, this build was popular on the hero for quite some time when your battle hunger scaled so much from the armor. Now that it doesn't necessarily anymore, it's not as great, but it's a recovery item. I think the general idea right now for OG is to just recover. Try and recover, because their scaling is pretty good, but they need to get there. They need like a blink. They need a Blade Mill on Axe. They need a blink on Tiny. It's just, they need level 6 on Bounty. Just so many things are necessary.
Well, I hate to say it, but he is level 4 currently, and when you don't get those shrines, especially as a hero like Bounty, it seems like you're waiting until that minute 14 shrine to even have hopes of hitting that level 6. So he's got to find some experience somewhere, and the problem is he's kind of roaming around, and now I'm blocking camps, but not really finding creeps to get some sort of suction of experience. It's not good. He's in such a tough way, and all 3 of these lanes were a win for Boom Boys.
Pretty much. Usually when you win 3 lanes, Dota is very simple afterwards. You just control the map, you choke them in, you take the tier 2s as well. you set up those perimeters around the triangle and the bot lane where you board it all up, and you just start them out, right? Like, you get way more out of the map. You don't have to make any crazy moves. So far, it's looking like it's going that way, and even the creep falls the moment it gets picked up. It dies as well. The build that I really like is the Kiritich's travels, by the way, helping out, of course, with that first kill on the TA down bottom with the Reaper side, but also in general, it's kind of nice not to greed out in Radiance in some games. You know, just you might farm a bit slower, but you're way more active and way more valuable as a hero like this.
Especially with how much they're just playing around the map at the moment. They are up 5,000 net worth, have themselves in a very, very fortunate position. What do OG have in the moment? Like you said, they do need that level 6 for the bounty hunter. He's trying as hard as he can, but is the early tracks even enough? Like, what do you follow up with that? He's still level 4. Like, this is going to be some time.
They basically need him with the track, and they need a combo of Tiny plus Bushwhack Sharpshooter. I think the damage is actually there. Okay. The damage is there for a lot of these heroes besides the Centaur. I think they can kill between the Tiny and the Hoodwink. I think they have the kill power. If you combo that up with track, maybe the net worth difference will not look as grim in a couple of minutes. But yeah, you gotta get there. You gotta get to the position in which you are able to do so. And they, by the way, did scout the bounty, so he might even die.
Reaper safe. Kiritich putting himself on the killing spree, and as Centaurs do, they just run in towers. He's got the help, though, as well. Make sure that they just grab another tier 1 tower. That's going to be the mid tower down. And stuck on 1 kill, and not exactly making it look like they're going to get another one anytime soon.
It looks like that pulse on bounty took half of his HP, by the way. Like, just one death pulse. I mean, he was decayed as well, and he isn't really working with a lot. The couple of blood grenades, I love that for him, by the way. You go, champ, you stack those blood grenades. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, blood grenades are the most cost-efficient HP item, so he's just trying to, like we said, a lot of armor, a very low amount of HP. If he's seen, he's basically dead. Whatever they cast on him, he's just gone immediately.
Smoke play coming through from Boom Boys once again. Axe trying to farm into this Blink Dagger. We're getting towards that timing, and if they don't get this shrine, Bounty's not going to be level 6 till 20. He is getting nothing out of the map. LSA connects. Curse Crown's going to be coming through. That'll pop eventually, and that means it's going to be a dead Axe. He'll spin a little bit, but not really much doing it for him. Meld strikes in. They finally get a kill. They double up on their kill total. Laguna Blade thrown out onto the Tiny, and now they need to retreat. This is a Tiny walking over and trying to do some damage with this Amplify. They want to be able to get this shrine, but the Bramble's placed perfectly. That means they've got their shrine, they got their objective, and there's not much OG can do about it. And that's going to be another OG shrine taken away by Boom Boys.
Yeah, it was so unfortunate for OG that they didn't have the blink on Tiny. Like, if this blink was a bit closer, and he's not really that far away from it, right? Like, when you look at this blink, Tiny, it's 200 goldish away. So that's the silver lining, even though they lose this shrine and everything. The proof of concept, you can kill them, you have the damage, and now you have the means as well with a blink being picked up by the Tiny. So yeah, sure, it's a grim game. It's a really hard game to play. But if they play their cards right now with the track plus the Tiny plus the Hoodwink, you still have to wait for Axe, of course. But honestly, I can see it swinging at least a little bit back if they play it right.
You're gonna have to get there, and TA doing a good job of continuing to keep up and farm, something a Templar Assassin obviously does. It's into that Desolator, looking for a Blink Dagger, so they are trying to gap close a little bit, and now they've got that level 6 on the Bounty Hunter to try and make moves here and use that track. But that's the thing, they've got to use this track to get themselves that gold and get themselves back in, and that all starts with the Tiny. And right now, Tiny is sitting within the jungle, continuing to farm up, not working with this Bounty Hunter just yet.
I feel like the main reason, or one of the main reasons why Tiny has been stopped from like just overall, you don't really see it on mid that much. You see it on safe lane, and that's the blink dagger timing, right? Like on safe lane when you're going Echo Saber into blink, it's fine because you have a playmaker for you. Someone is making like things happen on the map in the first 15-16 minutes. If you're playing on mid, this blink needs to be there like minute 12. If it isn't, I feel like the game is just so damn slow for your team.
Dire are scattered.
And we saw he just queued up BKB. Blink BKB for Tiny. Natsumi maybe looking for an opportunity. He's got Scam nearby, but this is not the hero you want to be taking out, especially Hitomi. Ready to help.
Yeah, the
Walking
Radiance
forward of this
by
bounty, trying to get the vision. Avalanche comes in, and now maybe they get the kill, and they will. Karatage blown up. That's exactly what they needed to start this one off, but Yopaj looking like he's going to be the trade at the end of the day. It is Tim's who got the kill on a Karatage. They'll look for the Terrorize. They don't land it, but the LSA comes through, and Tim's going to be dead in return too. So that ends up being a 2-for-1, but at least a glimmer of hope here for OG as they got that kill on a Karatage. Top of the net worth hero that they need to slow down just as much as they can.
Yeah, just a perfect way to stack up those 2 AoE spells, by the way, so that no one can escape. But it's a big game, right? Like Necro was the big game, things that we forget about on the Bounty Hunter. So a bit of extra value for the kill. And overall, if they can trade 1 for 2 with big game tracks, I feel like that's good on OG. If they trade 1 for 3, maybe it's not as amazing.
Truly amazing. We get a pause.
Is Lina with the spike going to go for a right click build, by the way? I wonder. Because he went for a pike. I feel like this is a right click build. I mean, overall, she can go one way or the other. I'm just wondering which one is better. Because I kind of like the right click idea from the Lina. Because you already have the Necro for the extra magic damage from the safe lane, right? So you can mitigate the power of TA with the refractions by also going for the right click on Lina. I don't think right click Lina in general is strong as the magic damage dealing Lina right now, but yeah, he queues up the crit. I think for this particular game, when you have the Necro, this is better.
What would be the giveaway here is just the Hurricane Betboom. Right clicks come through. Whee! Drop down the trap, get that kill.
Get that courier, and boy.
We'll get the courier too. Get that courier, boy. Yay! Hey!
The last courier.
All right. Go north. Get out of here.
I love how the last courier is just like microed to the north of the map immediately. Taking no risks.
Don't want to be involved in any of that. Worked out though. And they get a couple of couriers. They get a kill. Still trying to bring back this net worth now. 3K is the difference. It's starting to claw its way back. All these numbers starting to claw their way back. Curve of the graph doing a lot of talking right now. Maybe OG have their way back in.
Telling you, like, this is playable, this is possible, and we haven't even seen the Axe, by the way, being active in this game, right? Like, so far, he's also, when you think about the course of OG, he's also been very quiet. He's been just farming, getting his blink, getting his blade mail, so we are yet to see a game in which Axes, or a fight in which Axes is actually utilized. They have a lot of catch, a lot of back reach, a lot of vision between the traps and the bounty hunter. No blink just yet on him. He's going for a pipe instead. I mean, okay. I see it. You have a blink on Tiny. You go for a pipe on Axe. It's... They are playing versus Necro, by the way, so they do need the pipe. Absolutely. If you see this hero in your games and you're playing some offlane, you buy pipe. It's pretty simple.
Easy answer. And meanwhile, the Boom Boys, they're in on Roche. They want this early Aegis. Are tanky enough, of course. He went Helm of the Dom into that heart, but he's also got that Blink Dagger. Kind of disgusting when it comes down to it. Natsumi's going to grab himself a tower. Aegis, of course, for GPK. And Centaur, he is rolling, like I said. Yep. And that next item on the list is that Lotus into the Shard. The Shard feels like it can really make or break a lot of this mid-game from OG.
Yeah, maybe this big game from Bounty Hunter should work on the amount of HP you've got. Big game, so it would make sense. The more HP the hero has, the more gold you get for taking him down.
Oh.
It would help out versus Centaur a little bit at least.
They get a little bit of a whiff. They're wondering.
They know.
There it is. They found him. Tim's trying to hide within the trees, unable to stay hidden. Not only are they going to get that kill, but they're also going to get a Tormentor, and that will be a Shard for GPK. All right, cool. He just gets all the objectives. Gets himself an Aegis, gets himself a Shard. Still courier hunting. That's small game hunting.
Yeah, the smallest possible, by the way. But he'll find one.
Hey.
It's annoying, you know, like these kind of plays, they are also inflicting emotional damage, you know, like it's guerrilla warfare coming from the Bounty Hunter. It's not necessarily about just taking fights and stuff. It's just making them think twice about using the couriers, waste their time, because they are still buying time for themselves. This team on OG is still not ready to take a fight. They need a blink at least on Axe before they do so, even though maybe with the pipe they could cook a little bit.
Gonna turn that stove up to high. See if they can cook on high heat. But the risks of cooking on high heat means he might burn out. Jump in. They have found this Templar assassin and trying to get away, but the terrorized lands. They've got the Cursed Crown. They have the damage needed to get the kill. They'll take the Natsumi Templar assassin. Decay hits onto the axe, but they won't chase for more. All they need is to get that carry and take him out of the fight. He's the top of the net worth hero. Why not? Skem's going to put some vision on a GPK, and they are going to start to make their movements over towards top. He's done a little bit before he does have this Aegis, but they will go to the track. They've got the Bushwhack and the landing damage here with Tiny coming in. But he survives for a little bit longer. The damage coming back out on Yopaj might be overwhelming. GPK still alive here with this track on him. They couldn't even get the first life out of his hands. The blink into the Centaur stomp. And this is going to be Hoodwink in a lot of trouble. The double edge will rip him in half. Centaur versus Squirrel. It went the way we all thought it would.
There's no... I cannot believe that they didn't have the firepower to take down Lina. Or maybe they saved something and didn't really use everything, because look at her inventory. Like, she's got some stats, and sure, it's Alina. She's a bit tankier than she looks like. But overall, Tiny, Hoodwink, like those heroes, the two of them alone should be able to take down the Lina. And she pikes into them, by the way, after to continue the chase. Of course, she had the Aegis, so even if they get the kill, you have to bail immediately after.
Poor man's shield doing work.
Yeah, I guess. Every small little thing, you know, it helps out a bit.
That's why it's not a real item anymore. It's a neutral. Avalanche toss with the right clicks. They'll blow up this Undying, but because he hasn't died in a long time, well, he's going to be back alive immediately. They get the kill to Skem. That means there's not going to be any more tracks. They're going to try and get a kill here onto the Templar Assassin. Cursed Crown Terrorize on top of the TA, but a good Bushwhack to save the life of Natsumi. The TP attempt out's not going to be successful here from Raven, but Tim's with a big save with the Bushwhack to keep this Templar Assassin and a lot of the hopes of OG alive with that save.
Yeah, very good Bushwhack, very good Force Staff as well to keep the TA away. So overall, it's a trade, but like I said, if they can trade 1 for 2 or something like that, it's not terrible. The problem is, are you going to be losing a lot of your objectives after? And speaking of Lina, I think he recognized the same thing. If he gets gone on by the Tiny plus Hoodwink, he's most likely dead, even though he didn't die the last time. So he's itemizing to tank up, going straight up for the Satanic after the pike.
Give me that built-in second life, if you can, with the Satanic. Gonna lose this Aegis. And now maybe you're going to wait for that next Roche. Don't need to force any moves here. The Boom Boys are in a good enough lead where they don't have to give anything away if they don't want to from themselves to OG if they do take a fight that doesn't go their way. Don't want to be giving anything back on that track. But Tiny and Tim's, they are looking and hunting. Can they find somebody to kill? You don't want to be going into a Centaur. I will say that. He's not the hero you want. He is not the hero you're even going to kill. And I guarantee that.
What do you think? If they use everything they've got, they probably can take him down, right? Like with some track amp damage.
Maybe.
Can they?
No, he's got a Lotus.
With 5 heroes. With 5 heroes hitting him. If he forgets to use the Essence Ring, maybe.
Catch him after the Stampede?
Yeah, it's rough.
Oh, I don't know. Feel like I'm lying, though. I do know. It's a no. It ain't happening.
Yeah. We gotta keep things a bit interesting. Scam. Keeping things interesting, of course, as well as he makes them hunt him for a little
Yeah,
bit.
go on.
I was gonna say hunt him and chase him around, but yeah, that was way too quick.
A double edge did a lot of work. There's the Satanic finished here for the Lina. 17-5. Something I talked about early in the game is how does a bounty with track help you get back into the game if you're not getting kills? And that's one of the things here. They are not getting that track gold in. Little Death Seeker right on top of the Axe. Axe trying to spin, but they go to the Stampede. They hit the call. It's onto the Necro. The Bedlam on top. Do they get the Reaper Scythe out? No, the call is long enough for him to TP away. And they will find the bounty again. And just like 2 seconds ago, you did see him die, but this is not a replay. You'll see him die again.
Yeah, just the unfortunate life of our dear bounty hunter. When you're playing versus heroes that have high nuke, magical damage nukes or pure damage nukes, like you're just, it's impossible for this hero to have a really good impact. And they have a gem, of course, so you can't even run around anymore. You don't really have map vision to work with.
It's the very poor life of bounty hunter. The exact opposite of the sweet life of Zach and Cody. Because it ain't going well right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Maybe with some high ground mistakes from BB, but for now I feel like we're already in a spot in which we are waiting for those. We're waiting for some high ground pushes, for some the last tier to fall, and to see how the high ground defense goes with the tiny tossbacks, with the blinks from the Axe as well. It's okay, they smoke up. Maybe they can, if they can find Lina. Should be a perfect kill.
Jump in, Avalanche, Meld Strike with the call, and Culling Blade early, but it doesn't quite matter. They'll still get this kill. There's a big streak to take. Getting GPK and taking away the Unstoppable. Natsumi being the creditor of that gold. Big gold for him and keeping this TA viable throughout this game.
They got the gem, but there's one ward they didn't ward, right? Like, and that's the most obvious one, the ward that is showing they're trying, which is what killed Lina in the end. Mm-hmm. Even with the heart, by the way. I talked about it, like how squishy this hero is and how she's preventing these kind of deaths, or is trying to prevent these kind of deaths with the Satanic, but realistically, if everyone goes on Lina, she's just gone. She's not a Centaur. This is just not possible to stay alive against.
Caught Scam, and that will be another kill here, this time for Miero. Bounty not having a fun time. That is 0-7-3 for him now.
All he has to do on a bounty though... Oh, that terrorize was close. That was really close. All he has to do in this game on bounty is track people, right? So if you have 10k net worth or if you have 5k net worth, like, of course you'd rather have some utility on top, but your value is... Your value is mostly in the track and just having this invis to run around the map and give some vision. If you die while giving vision, that's also fine. Your position is to feed. It's the feed hunter.
Can you explain that to my teammates next time?
I'll let you do it. I'll let you do it. I heard you have a fun time.
I don't. Bushwhack connects here onto the Centaur, but they'll Stampede to follow this one up, try and get a kill on the Tims. If you can sharpshooter down on the low end, he might be safe. The chase is on onto this tiny end. 1 click, 2 click, and that is going to be a dead clicked Undying. Easily done. The damage from TA definitely felt.
I just love how much they're doing with how little they're given in this game on Radiant.
Yeah.
Like, they're making this game very interesting considering what they had to face up against in the lanes. And I wonder if this Lina's build is actually going to hurt her long-term prospects when it comes to scaling. Because there's no Mjolnir or anything like that, right? Like, you're going for right click, but you're going for right click with Pike plus Satanic. So it's a little bit of a slower farming build, at least.
Looking at top here, GPK just pushing it in. Meanwhile, you know, they are getting these kills onto Kataomi. They got a kill again on him. He's got 4 deaths, but Hero's undead, and GPK, Karatich, just 1 kill each. So they're not killing off these heroes a lot, but they are getting a little bit out of it for the side of OG. They've got the Daedalus for the Templar Assassin with the BKB TA, a definitely viable force in fighting Boom Boys. But they've been getting the pickoffs. They've been getting the one guy. But can they find a full fight here for OG to bring this game back? Feeling like they're on the edge of this one, trying to force their way into this comeback, and they're going to do their best to move around and maybe find an opportunity to fight. They've not been able to kill Miero yet, and he might not be able to die at all. Smoke's going to break here. Shiva's, and they get the stun. It's onto the bounty. There's 1 right click on the strike from Natsumi, makes him turn tail.
Now Necro is... Lina, though.
Oh, connects. Lina's caught. And these shots coming off the trap. Sideblade's doing some damage on the GPK, but it's not going to be enough. The Reaper Scythe comes in with the BKB pop. They'll get the save out of the axe, but now he's trying to run away from GPK. The right click is in. That's going to stop his blink out for a second. It might stop his blink enough where they're able to catch up. GPK so quick, and he runs him down with the right click damage that he's got. Tiny. They'll find themselves the Tiny, the Death Seeker through, the toss up into the air and the Avalanche, but can they get away? No, they can't. This is going to be a dead Tiny, and another kill here for the side of Boom Boys. They had already gotten the Bounty Hunter. And that is going to be 3 on their death list.
Like these layers of tankiness on OG. Like, what the hell do you do, B-Cop? Like, you have this insane Centaur with 10,000 HP running you down, right? Or you think you can kill him, you go on him, he moves back a little bit to reset with the heart, it heals him up completely. Meanwhile, Necro is then running at you with all of his HP, right? So you can't go on one or the other. Like, the only option in this game is to kill the Lina and find her. And they found her. But even that fails because she's too tanky, she has allies around, and the TA couldn't commit. Like, if TA committed, she would die. But okay, the blink out, she should be fine. So far, I mean, he is surviving on TA. He's doing, like, really well considering the state of the game. I'm just wondering if the map is going to shrink a little bit too much for him to continue this kind of a play style.
Right. And the biggest issue is surviving is just not enough. You can survive, you can get all this net worth, but if you can't use that net worth effectively, then it doesn't quite matter. And they're going to get another kill on a Skem. He will die here to be 0-9-3.
Yep,
TA hasn't been given that opportunity to really throw that damage out so hard just yet.
Yep, he's trying, like, in that last fight as well. He tried to keep his distance, but get Psyblades out, at least from the trap. But overall, it's much more difficult for them. Maybe some tossbacks on the Lina way behind. But eventually, you got to think about the Agnes on Centaur, right? Like, if you're thinking about only going for one target Lina, like, they have Tombstone with the Undying. Centaur attacks eventually.
BKB gets used here from the Tiny. Centaur is in. And now the blink into the call. It's going to be on the 2. Can the TA get the damage out of the Centaur? No. There's the save. Katomi getting that one with this Tombstone. Right clicks coming in from the Lina. The BKB's already been used by the Templar Assassin. It's going to be such a tough fight coming in to defend this top set. And with that save, Centaur not dying. They put a lot on him. That blink call into 2 heroes looking like it was going to do some work, but ultimately doesn't do enough. And there he is. Jumps out of the tombstone, ready to go. Stampede, he was hiding in there the whole time. Maybe they forgot about him. But they'll get that kill to the axe. He's got no buyback. Neither does this hoodwink. Tim's, Raven, both dead, move to the mid-set, and this might just be it with no BKBs. Like I said, this is so hard to fight.
Yeah, I forgot about him, by the way. I legit forgot.
I thought maybe he had just gone somewhere else. He was still in there.
He was doing some decorating, you know, internal decoration of that tombstone. He made some changes while he was in. I can imagine the centaur staying at home, you know, and just making it, cooking a little bit. He has that pan that he carries on one of the sets as well. Yeah,
just
overall,
hiding there.
I feel like BB, they made this look a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I didn't expect like a really difficult high ground push, but I expected maybe OG with some toss back into a call in the backlines play, but they're just way too big. It's like Shiva's heart, AC at this point.
Jump in. Oh, stop, connects. Kimmy's going to be forced early. They go to the blink and into the call, and they'll get the Aegis out of the hands of GPK. But again, committing on that, how much are they going to get after this Aegis is now used and they're back alive? They can continue to try and fight. But can they get that blink call combo to go in one more time to get a kill here onto GPK? And is it going to be enough to really move itself into more than just one kill? Necro moving forward. Avalanche now down to half health, but immediately the tombstone, the second he gets into trouble, he'll use it, he'll drop it down. And don't forget, it's not Hat's game. There's only one tombstone. They'll get that kill on a Teams. They'll take out the hoodwink. So
There's
fast
no
on the damage.
Yeah, straight up, this is basically mega creeps. You could see the concept, jumping the Lina, blowing her up first, then you can fight after, of course, but she had the Aegis. And BB, they kind of allowed that to happen because of the Aegis. Who do you jump now? Without the hoodwink, like, there's just not enough control. Call is good.
Good call, good call. The damage, though, it's just not there. Templar Assassin cannot get the damage out. Raven's gonna die. All that net worth at the end of the day doesn't do much for him. They'll call GG, and it's gonna be a 2-0 for Boom Boys over OG.
Yeah, G's are called up. Rough game once again for OG. I feel like the draft itself was maybe lacking a little bit. I really have to admit, this time around, maybe in the first game you could blame the play style as well. This second game, I think they got caught by a lot of things off guard. Like not only, I would say 3 cores that were given to, like if I look at the 3 cores on one side and 3 cores on the other, I feel like the 3 cores that were given to Betboom are just infinitely stronger in the current state of the game. Like you're playing with Necro, that is one of the most contested heroes right now. You're playing
Two ways to love Jollibee Cheesy Yum Burger. The beefiest and cheesiest.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. I start by brain dumping everything I need to get done in a list view. Next, I set a priority and a due date to keep things on track. I create custom statuses to organize my...
Yung defense panel po yesterday appealed for kindness. Sa parte po ng prosecution panel, paano nyo po i-assess din yung demeanor ng defense panel towards the prosecutors? Kind po ba sila sa inyo? Ganyan.
Ay masunod yung court decorum. That is what we are hoping while they are speaking.
Absent pero humabol pa yung Mirana.
Ang bisang yan naman isa sa mga
Padaya kami Lina eh. Yung move speed eh, dahil doon sa Perisol niya, ang bilis eh.
Basta may stocks, no?
Oo, basta may stock ka mo.
Ano ba to? Going for drums, yung Bat Rider.
Ewan ko, magkano ba yan? Yung bearing? Move of bearing ba yan? First item?
I know kung yun ba yung irarush niya dito.
Oh, I mean, okay lang. Para sobrang kunat mo.
Or may plano ka talaga mag-BOT, mga ganyan, casual drums lang.
Yung iba, drums lang, tapos nagda-dagger. Yung iba naman drums lang sa BBOT. So, hindi ko alam. Sabi siya yung bottom lane. Ang
Pero
asim na kasi.
Set up, Whisper, up against 4. 3 pala, sorry. Disruption for Theolicor to buy some time. Andun yung Shackles, di nga na nag-latch. Skitter dito will still be brought down. And focus fire over to Malarin. Finally, KJ will join the fight. Malarin is dropping, is very low, wala nang sustain. And 2 for 2 right now, still in favor of LGD. Dalawang core yung nakuha, pero look at Yuma dying. And the cogs play from Crit. So nakabawi pa rin yung Falcon sa part na yun.
Kahit paano, dalawang core pa rin, no? 3-4-2.
Damang pangaka mo yung Falcons. Sa nangyari?
Not bad for Falcons. At ilang spell yung ginamit dun eh. Ang greedy nga ng item ni Amar. Nag-Falcon Blade. Madadali item niya. Pero mayaman siya. 3K na item niya. Dili nga lang, hindi few.
Hindi, ang ano pa dyan, di naman mag-rolling thunder rin. Mas madalas ka nakikita kay Mal.
Pag off-lane.
Level, ano ba, 8 pa, minsan, or 9, nagkakaroon ng rolling thunder yan. Eh, naka-reserve pa rin naman yung skill point niya.
Ayun lang.
Si Whisper, ayun, level 3 niya. Nagkaroon ng opening.
Tsaka hindi ka mo. Taas ang level yung mga support ng Falcons. Yun yung problema. Finishing field, tapos may hookshot na ngayon, yung clockwork. Pero ito naman yung power ng Digi talaga. Pwede to make ng tower.
And mababasag naman nila dito yung bottom tower. Ganun lang kasimple. And smoke movement for LGD. Hahanap naman sila dito ng pwedeng makakuha sa jungle side. Or maybe connect na rin sa main mid.
Ito, pwede. Ward ito eh. Kita nila.
Ito, once na makita yung Sven, siya na yung magiging next target dito. Masusulit pa nga yung cliff ward na expiring soon. Na-clear up galing ni Skitter agad, but that arrow is gonna be on point to stand him up. Skitter dito goes down.
No way out naman dyan ni Winray. Si Sven dito. Pero alam na ni ano yun. Alam na ni Skitter yun o Warded.
Kaso pa-expert na rin. Parang gano'n na rin. And Malrin dito. Do they have enough? Andun yung stun. And even Thompson alone. Kailangan ni Crit dito to protect him. That's gonna be hookshot with Cox trapping Thompson inside. Disruption's been given. Over to the Crystal Maiden. Now KJ dito. Dealing with him so far. Habang si Crit dito aabulin ni Thompson. Actually ni Yuma and the Whisper pala. Sorry.
Sobrang active, no? Even Wind Ranger. Pero tama lang yung ginagawa ng LGD, no? Na dinadag nila yung Wind Ranger. Dinadami nila tao, which is tama, mas okay. Mas madali siya makapatay.
And ma-open up nila yung map. Gusto mong ma-maximize yung Dragon Form na, aray, DP na ba yun?
Wala pa.
Hindi, walang DP to.
Walang DP.
Sadyang namatay lang ng ganun.
Level 4 lang. Sakit, ano yun?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yan ang tama. Content niya si Rabi dyan. Proyekto Aganims. Yan ang The Dream King Jungle kung mabuo mo yan. Ang bilis mag-farm.
Basag na rin pala yung top, no? Bago umalis. Uy, kato naman ang pasok ng hookshot nun!
Sa gitna ka mo!
Totoo, sa range and creep, melee creep, no? Pero Yuma dito makakasurvive pa rin naman, Jules. Dragon Slave will make it. They have the Moonlight Shadow. Do they have detection? Yes, they do. That sentry has been placed. Patay dito yung Wind Ranger.
Pinapakitaan ni Crit si
KJ.
KJ. Ganito mag...